right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt.
Are you serious, Coach?
That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Rick Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Friday, best day of the week. Our telephone number is 865-200-5503, and we are live, 8:50 a.m., 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports. It's good to be back on live radio.
Let's get it.
Thanks Comcast for doing your job. Really appreciate that. All right, phone lines are already packed. Hold on. Let's get it cracking. Let's get the Swain event moving this morning. Ben McKee, Charlie Burris. Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, individual. And you're not gonna like this.
Why?
Because you don't like attention. But today is the one and only Jason Swain's birthday. So a big happy birthday.
Fake news.
To Jason Swain.
Fake news. It's not my birthday.
You deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to be praised. So happy birthday.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tom said, Koyak, man, you broke the internet yesterday posting that media photo from 2000. I don't even know what. Actually, I don't know what year. Was it 04? 04.
He said
04. So that was back when the Gatorade was in cans, and there's nothing better than Gatorade cans during that.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, I don't know if anything dates those photos more than the Gatorade in a can.
In my earrings, right?
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah.
And
earrings and the Gatorade, because I don't wear earrings anymore.
And you don't look. You don't look like you've seen too much at that point. You know, now you're worn and weathered, but at that point you were fresh-faced.
I know, man.
All I know is Tom bogged down my phone yesterday because my phone definitely started slowing down after I got on Twitter, and all I saw was your face, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, and my phone was slowing down last night, and I don't think there's any coincidence to that.
Maybe my face was a virus. Maybe I'm the reason why your phone was lagging. Just maybe.
100%.
Let's get to the phones, and let's see who is first here.
We've got Rod first.
Rod, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. How are y'all?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Good, man.
I just want to give a good, big birthday shout-out to you and Juice Davis, bro. I don't think a lot of people know that you and Juice were, born on the same day.
That's right.
And I also want to give another shout-out about what you was talking about earlier. I love the fact that Pruitt is gangster, and he's no punk.
No, he's not, man. I like him more after hearing that stuff about Mark Richt, to be honest.
There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
But
I want to give a good shout-out. This is the first time ever, I believe, in the offseason that I haven't seen Vol Twitter actually act the fool, towards the coach or towards the season, because I really feel that they know what's about to happen. I think they really understand the coaches that we have and the way the players have responded to them, and, of course, the workouts, what, Coach Fitz is doing. It's about to get ugly.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that, Rod. I think it's a combination of fans waiting and seeing and not letting themselves get emotionally high. But I think for the most part, Vol fans do understand that they got themselves a real football staff, a staff that at the end of the day know how to coach the game of football.
Exactly.
They're going to recruit. I mean, I've said this on the show many times. I don't have any questions about this staff bringing in players. They're going to do that.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they might
That's
not.
why Georgia hate us now.
Yeah,
because Pruitt keeps going down there and stealing their players.
Yeah, they may not be household names when you want them to be household names. What matters is when they're here in their household names.
Exactly.
That's what matters. Now, don't get me wrong. Georgia's recruiting their butt off. I mean, they picked up another 5-star, and that's great.
That's great.
But the game has to be played in between the lines. You definitely need talent. I trust the coaching staff to evaluate talent and not look at stars. I mean,
amen.
But at the end of the day, we will see, who has a better team here in about three years when Pruitt has enough time to recruit. Georgia has enough time to recruit. Florida has enough time to recruit. This is what we have to understand. These programs will have good players.
Right.
Because everyone saw Georgia wake up. Georgia had been sleepwalking for decades.
Right.
And they saw Georgia wake up, and now Florida and Tennessee is like, okay, we need to wake up too. So I think everyone's going to have really good players. It's going to come down to the quarterback. It's going to come down to, inspiration and, leadership and just the small things. And I think Pruitt has a staff to be able to get it done, in the East. So it's going to take some time, but I think we're in the right track, right direction.
At least we're not out there like a deer in the head, in the headlights. So I'm good with it.
Exactly, man. I appreciate the phone call, Rod. Thanks for the happy birthday.
Y'all be blessed, man.
Thank you, sir. Let's get to.
We've got Andy and then Justin from Alabama.
All right, Andy. Good morning, individual.
What's up?
What's up?
I got a feeling about this weekend. I think there's going to be a storm come through, and orange and white clouds is just going to come right through, booming over Knoxville. I got a feeling.
I think you're right, Andy. I think you're right. There's a lot of really good players that's going to be here this weekend, and may have a commitment or two. I think you're right. There's some really good players that are.
We can only hope.
There's a lot of good players that folks may know about this here. There may be some good players that folks may not know about this here. I mean, hey, we're going to get some good players in town. I mean, this is part of the recruiting process. You get good players who want it to be known that they're here. They get good players that may not want to know or be known. I remember, was it 2000? What was that year? Was it 13 or 14? One of the two. When Akeem Judd was Ole Miss commit.
I want to say that was 14.
He was in Knoxville and sneaking around Knoxville. So I mean, hey, I think you're right, Andy. There's a lot of really good players that's here. We talked to Roman Harrison yesterday, and he said he would be in town. He already committed, but there's a good list of guys that's going to be here that's already committed to help Tennessee recruit the players who are not recruited, or not committed. So it's going to be a really good weekend of recruits here.
Yeah, I've seen Chris Bogle's already down there.
That's your boy. That's your boy, Andy.
That's
your boy right there, and you love you some Chris Bogle.
Clear this up. I didn't agree with what the Ball Sports Network did.
I don't even know who that is, Andy.
Well, you don't need to, because I ain't even going to go into that. I know the true story of what happened because of John Dunn, but that's another.
Andy, come on, man. This ain't Seinfeld. This ain't.
Yes, John Dunn. Yes.
This ain't
the person we all know. Yes.
Yeah. Who is John Dunn, Andy?
Same person as Joe Doe.
Yeah.
Yes.
This ain't Jerry. Hey, this ain't Andy. This ain't Jerry Springer, man.
There's no need to call anybody out.
Warren Burrell. What time is he supposed to announce?
He's supposed to commit today. I'm not sure the time, man. They have to get that time for you.
Okay.
I can get it to you right here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I don't support
12:30.
a lot of that crap.
12:30, Andy. 12:30.
All righty. I'll be watching.
I appreciate it, man. Andy trying to get stuff started like Jerry Springer in here. Jerry. They getting crazy on Jerry Springer show. Andy trying to start some drama.
Well, what I wonder with Andy, I mean, he's got all these problems with these dudes. What have we done to stay in Andy's good graces? I'm glad he seems volatile when it comes to his Vols coverage, but we have stayed in his favor.
Andy's using our show to throw shade.
Yeah,
he gonna put us in the middle of it.
And I'm calling out whoever I just mentioned.
John Doe.
Joe Dunn.
Joe Doe Dunn.
Meet me in the ring.
Whatever y'all doing, I can't say it, but stop doing it because it's making me mad.
I heard what you said.
It's like some WWE drama. Oh, you want to talk about my team?
Next time, I'm going to get a teardrop tattoo. You better watch out, John Doe.
I saw somebody with a teardrop tattoo yesterday. I immediately left the store I was at.
That's good thinking.
I ain't got time for this today.
Hey, that's called awareness. You don't need a master's degree to know that. That's called street smart.
That's a street degree.
Good job, Ben. You see someone with the teardrop tattoo, you don't make eye contact with him.
As a matter of fact, he had two of them. I said,
you just leave, okay? You just leave. That's just what you do. That's just what you do. Sorry to stereotype you.
Let me remove myself.
Yes, sorry to stereotype you, but I don't want any problems today. Just saying. All right, let's get to we're going down to Huntsville, Alabama. No, we're not?
No, we're not. Justin dropped, so if Justin wants to give us a call back in, call us back in.
Womp, womp.
See what you did, Andy. See what you did. Andy, come on, man.
Well,
you ran away.
Scared off Justin.
I think what actually happened was Justin was going to call in and give us the key to breaking down Alabama's dynasty, and Nick Saban and Harvey Updike got wind of it and got a hold of him before
they poisoned Justin.
Before we could get off the line.
I know, man. Yeah. That's the Alabama mob for you. But I still blame Andy. Should we mediate the situation? Should we be peacemakers? Should we be Dr. Phil?
We should.
Bring both sides in and
have an intervention type.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We got Rod said it. We got a new coach. There's no reason to be fighting each other here. Vol Twitter, Vol Nation. Let's at least wait till the first game, all right? We got a couple more weeks of peace. Let's just wait.
Let's at least wait for somebody to fall in their helmet during fall camp.
Yeah, let's love on each other a little bit here. We don't need Vol Twitter on Vol Twitter hate. We don't need that. Come on, guys. John Doe and Andy, come together. Do I need to play the Coach Fulmer highlight film, Come Together? Do we need to play that? Do we need to play that for you, Andy? We preach peace and love on this show. Peace and love. Save the ratchetness for 8:45 during for what? You can do it then. Not early in the morning. I mean, come on, Andy.
Early.
We're starting the show. Andy already hit throwing shade. Shade before breakfast? At least have breakfast first. Come on, Andy. You got to throw some love out.
I was wondering why it was cloudy out this morning.
I mean, he's already throwing shade. First segment. Oh, man. 865-200-5503. Andy's so gangster, man. Calm down, Andy. Tone down the gangster. Be right back. Swain Event.
Hour 1 of the Swain Event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can get a free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com. Fueled by Dead End Barbecue. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Today's lunch special at Dead End Barbecue is the bacon wrap shrimp and grits. That will be available starting today all the way until the end of the weekend on Sunday.
I went to Dead End on Monday. Had me a nice pulled pork sandwich with some banana pudding.
Can't beat it.
It was so good. So good.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Nice weekend for maybe barbecuing.
Maybe.
865-255-03. Yesterday, we were not live because Comcast had an outage. And I'll be nice to Comcast. They did a good job of their customer service and gave your boy credit. Wasn't for much, but at least they did that. The person I talked to was nice. It was great customer service. So I'll be nice, okay? But I was not happy about yesterday. We still did the show. We recorded the show, an abbreviated version of the show. We still had on Roman Harrison. During the show, if you didn't get a chance to listen to the podcast, we talked about how we, right now, Tennessee fans in 2018 should look at a 3-star recruit right now. Right now. I'm not talking about, last year or, 2 years ago. I'm talking about right now. Right now, because of how college coaches evaluate players who are not day one, watching film, oh, yeah, day one starter. Oh, yeah, contributor. Oh, yeah, committable offer guy. If you have any question, you bring them to camp. When you bring them to camp, you get a chance to coach them. You get a chance to actually, it's like a tryout. If a coach is bringing a player in to try him out, and he offers that kid a scholarship and wants that kid to come here to play Tennessee, isn't that more important? Doesn't that carry more weight than just looking at a rating of a kid from a person who's probably never seen the kid in person? I mean, we talked to Roman Harrison yesterday. My first question was, did you camp anywhere? His answer was Tennessee, Georgia, and then he named some smaller schools.
Troy and FAU.
So those were the 4 programs that saw him. None of the third-party recruiting analysts saw him. Not the rivals, 247, ESPN. No one saw him. When I started hearing about Roman Harrison a couple weeks ago, I searched his name on the internet. He did not have a rivals profile. He did not have a 247 profile. The only thing he had, he did have a profile, but he didn't have any stars next to his name. He didn't have a rating. It was just his name. He didn't even have a picture. That's it. And so when Tennessee started to get in position to get his commitment, you started to see a profile that had a rating next to it. And so what fans do, because this is what we've done for over a decade. What we do, we go and we look at a kid and see how he's ranked, and we just, okay, he's good or he's not. Well, it's changed a little bit. Recruiting has shifted just a tad, where you got to come to camp sometimes to earn an offer. We have players ranked in the top 10 in Tennessee. I'm sorry, top 5 in Tennessee that have to come to camp to get an offer. Now just think about that. Top 5 in the state, but you still have to come to camp to get an offer. Recruiting is changing a little bit.
I like it.
And so you have to change a little bit with the times when you are looking at a player coming in as a commit or a signee. The recruiting rankings, yes, people work hard. Yes, they're going to be right sometimes. But they're not seeing every single player all the time. I think Roman Harrison is that case. We also shared an article. We went over an article. It's probably my favorite article in recruiting. I put it on the show notes yesterday. So if you want to go to the Swain Event app, hit show notes, it's right there. It is an article from J.C. Schubert. And he talks about in detail how to win with 3-star talent. And what are you looking for when you see a kid that is a 3-star? And he talks about elite measurables, being a quick twitch athlete, and does he love football? Roman Harrison runs a 4.6 flat 40. 6'2", 245 pounds. Again, 4.6 flat 40. There's DBs and receivers ranked in the top 10 that are 4-stars that don't run a 4.6.
Crazy athletic.
Some of them run 4.7s, but they're a 4-star. Roman Harrison, unrated, 6'2", 240, 4.6 flat 40, 38-inch vertical. If this kid had went to a Nike Sparks combine or camp,
he'd be a 4-star.
He would probably be a 4-star because they love that. And if I'm a coach, I love that too, because we talked about this yesterday, Ben, and you mentioned it. When I hear 4.6 flat 40, when I hear 37.5, 38-inch vertical, one word comes to mind. And that word is, Ben?
Intangibles.
You said it yesterday. It is explosion.
Explosion, yes.
And when I think about explosion off the edge of the line of scrimmage, I think about guys that can get off on the snap of the football and get to the quarterback as soon as possible.
That's what made Derek Barnett so good.
Exactly. The reason why some of the analysts like Myles Garrett over Derek Barnett is because Myles Garrett looks pretty. He's taller. He has great intangibles,
He has
great
a more
measurables.
athletic looking frame.
He does. He's athletic. But one thing that Derek Barnett always had on Myles Garrett is elite measurables. And he loves football. He is quick twitch. He's very quick. But that's why Derek Barnett has been more productive than Myles Garrett.
I think there's a definite factor with Myles Garrett. Let's be honest here. Derek Barnett has more Super Bowls than Myles Garrett has wins.
Well, Trent Dilfer also has
but
more Super Bowls than Marcus Mariota. I think we would assume that Mariota is a better quarterback than Dilfer.
That's fair. But
I do like it, though.
It was more for the joke.
I know. It was a good one.
But the does he love football, I think, comes in with Myles Garrett. That dude has a lot of interest outside of football. I think
dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, he's an eclectic guy, and it makes him an interesting person for sure. But he doesn't love football like Derek Barnett loves football. And that's a real factor, and I think you see that manifest itself on the field. That's very real, and I think this article really hits it on the head. I will
say,
I love this article.
In Myles Garrett's defense, there are few people that love football more than Derek Barnett loves football.
He loves it, man.
Loves the
he
work.
loves it. So before you see a commitment and you make a comment solely based on the stars, I don't care if it's a 4-star or a 3-star. I don't care. Either one. Because recruiting has changed a little bit. Go watch their film. Go find out how many offers a player has. Go see who else wants them. Now, Roman didn't have, a ton of offers. I mean, Michigan State. He did go to Georgia camp. They did not extend the offer just yet. But that will change. He's going to get offers from other big-time programs because now people know who he is. This happened at the end of last year's recruiting cycle when Tennessee went out and brought in a receiver from the state of Georgia, and no one knew who he was, and before you knew it, he was a Florida State signee.
I forgot that kid's name quick.
So I'm not saying this kid's going to be great. I'm not saying that you shouldn't question, a player committing. All I'm saying is just pump the brakes on the whole throwing shade just because he's a 3-star when you haven't even watched film. Don't take the word of an analyst who has not even seen this player
in person
at all over a coaching staff that made him try out for the team, basically. I mean, let's think about this. Let's think about how silly this sounds. When we break it down, you're going to take the word of an analyst that does not know who this player is because he did not go to any of the showcase camps. He's only been to school camps. So you're taking the word of this person over a staff that worked him out and he had to basically try out for the team. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Recruiting has shifted a little bit. So this article is on Swain Event app. I encourage you to go and read it. It is wonderful, and I promise you will understand a little bit of why 3-star players that possess these qualities will help you win football games. All 3 stars are not made the same, okay? There's 3 stars that get you beat. There's 3 stars that you build your team on. There's not 85 5-stars available. There's only a few. There's more 3 stars than any other ranking. So your team is going to be comprised of 3 stars mostly. But you got to have the right ones. And this article helps you identify which 3 stars are the right ones and which one are the wrong ones. Hope it helps. 865-200-5503, Beat Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Stay with us. Be right back. Swain Event.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain event.
You know what? I'm so disappointed, man, that Comcast dropped the ball yesterday. Is because, guys, yesterday was National Intern Day. And
what?
Yes. Yesterday was National Intern Day, and we blew an opportunity to have some fun. We did not get a chance to just highlight how special interns are. I mean, Ben, this day was designed for you, right?
Man, it has its own website. Look at that.
We blew a great opportunity here. I mean, it's Comcast's fault.
No comment.
I mean, I've been a handy intern in my day, twice as an accountant, and so shout out to all my interns. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
National
man.
Intern Day.
Yesterday was National Intern Day.
The website's like fancy.
Yeah, we could have.
It's a real deal.
We could have honored.
Interns put in a lot of work, Charlie.
We could have honored Ben
I mean, I always did. As an intern.
We could have honored you, man.
I know.
Ben and
Don't you do it.
Huh? What?
Don't you do it. I know what you're doing. Don't lump me in with that sack of potatoes.
Interns are important. Interns are important. Interns are very important, man. I mean, they can put gas in your boat, get coffee for the coaching staff, and I mean, they can do a lot of great things for you.
Take the trash out.
Take the trash out. You know, go get Debbie cakes for you. I mean, I can go for a Debbie cake right now.
Oh heck yeah!
I mean,
where's Butch when you need him?
I mean, National Intern Day.
Well, we have a special caller on the line for you, Mr. Jason Swain.
All right, let's hear it. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday, Daddy.
Oh,
Ari,
man.
what's up?
My daughter, Ariana. Thank you, Princess. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad that you are awake. Well, thank you so much. Daddy loves you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man.
That was too cute.
I didn't want to drop her, so I put her back on hold. I didn't want to drop your own daughter, so.
So that means I can't say anything bad.
No.
Until she dropped.
Correct. Which she hasn't yet.
Yeah, she's still hanging on, listening.
She's still listening.
We can see that you're listening, Ari.
Sorry, Ari, you gotta go.
There we go.
Go eat some breakfast. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's what it's all about. That is my birthday present right there. I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't need anything else. 865-200-5503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We also talked about Florida, those players. It's always something. It's always something.
That one, just to go back and listen to the latter half of the show that we did yesterday. SoundCloud, iTunes.
It's always something. Tay Bangs was mad that that he bet on the Gators last year, and the Gators cost him money.
I'd be mad too.
So
if I bet on Florida.
So he gonna take it out on the players, and he threatened to shoot the players, and the players decided that they're gonna protect themselves with BB guns and frying pans. Are we even surprised that this went on? I mean, this is Florida we're talking about here. Like the capital of for what's.
We missed the opportunity to talk about the frying pan yesterday. That was my mistake. I had the story open.
How dare you, Charlie?
And I forgot to bring it up. Some guys have rocks, airsoft guns, and a frying pan apparently.
Rocks? What do you think? What do you think he's gonna be? David from the Bible?
Gonna put it in a slingshot, shoot it at Tay Bangs.
What do you think he's gonna do with that?
Emory Jones was involved, the quarterback. So I guess if he had a rock, he could probably get some damage.
Sling it,
drop it in the bucket.
Well, he's a dual threat quarterback, so he probably lacks accuracy.
Yeah, probably it would go right by the guy's head, just a little too high.
But then it would hit. I guess it was just him. It was like 8-on-1, wasn't it? No, because he had friends with him.
Yeah, Tay Bang brought group with him.
Tay Bang and friends.
Yeah, Tay Bang and them.
Yeah,
Tay Bang and them versus
sounds like a rap group.
The Florida football players.
Tay Bang.
Tay Bang and
out here we're gonna go bang bang.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not really trying to sign up to go up against a dude named Tay Bang.
No, Tay Bang sounds like a guy that probably has a teardrop tattoo.
Probably, yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, if I'm a Florida football player, I'm probably going to just concentrate on my schoolwork and my workouts. But I will say this, in all seriousness, I'm not going to sit here and act like that you don't have locals and you don't have, students at a university that pick on you and initiate confrontation. And sometimes, most of the time, you try to avoid it because you have more to lose than them, and you try to remove yourself from the situation. And sometimes you're putting in a situation where you got to defend yourself. You have to defend yourself. And I've been in situations, I've seen situations where you either get beat up as a group or you defend yourself as a group. And as a coach, I would rather my guys be a family, defend each other, and fight.
Yep.
In certain situations.
Oh, I agree.
In certain situations. Not all,
yep.
But certain situations.
You got to stand up and fight for yourself.
Man, y'all got to stand up for each other. This is a family.
Yep.
Y'all got to stand up for each other.
And that wasn't the problem here. The problem here was the 2 Florida players that decided to bring airsoft guns.
What you laughing at, man?
I'm laughing at your little sip.
My birthday drink.
Your birthday drink.
Yeah, man. I'm in my
7:40 in the morning.
I'm in my studio.
Hey, I know. I'm not.
Hey, you
I'm
don't
not
have to
blaming you.
drive
I'm not
from
judging.
here.
Last time I checked, I'm grown.
You are grown.
I mean, last time I checked, I'm grown as hell.
You are a year older today.
I'm grown. I'm thirsty. I mean, that's water. The Swain Event Cup is water.
I don't know why you're making a big deal. You're just drinking apple juice with ice.
Honestly,
And a lime, yeah.
The real
apple juice with lime.
I didn't
the
see
real
the lime.
I hate apple juice.
The real sign that you're grown is having alcohol accompanied by water. That's the real sign that you're grown, because only grown folks do that. If you're, if you're a kid, you're not. I don't need water. What am I water? No.
Yeah, a kid over 21.
Yeah.
865-255-03. I'm grown, so I mean.
No,
what's
I don't
wrong?
blame you. I'm not judging. I'm not.
Sounds like you are.
No, just laughing.
Why did you mention the time?
Because it's 7:40 in the morning.
But it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is indeed.
What the time got to do anything?
It'd be 5 o'clock. I want to say somewhere in like Asia.
What's up, Jakob? What's up, Jakob?
Hey, it's 5 o'clock.
Let me check that.
It's 5 o'clock on the West Coast.
That world clock.
It's 5 a.m.
It is.
Yeah, it's actually 4:40.
It's
like
8:40.
It's like 4:42.
8:42.
Close enough. We round up.
8:42 p.m. in Seoul, South Korea. So move back a couple time zones.
What time is it where Jakob?
Where's he
He's
at?
He's 6 hours ahead of us.
In Germany.
So it's like 2 in the afternoon. 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Let's see. It is 1:42 p.m. there.
What's up, Jakob? What's up, man?
Still doing
Toast.
a little day drinking.
Toast with your boy.
Relative to Germany. But
Jakob's too worried about making sure Sports Illustrated doesn't accuse him of other things.
I know, right?
Understandable.
He was hot. All right, let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individual.
Good morning,
Happy
individual.
Birthday.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.
Three of my favorite people birthdays in July. Mom's was we celebrated hers this 19th of July, and Michaela's the 25th, and here you are.
Wow.
Got a loaded July.
Yeah, wow, man. Yeah, Jabari Davis's birthday is today, so we blow him up, jump in his timeline, let him know that we know he's old now. He got gray hair and everything. Let him know. My wife's birthday is actually the same day as your mom's birthday, Turkey Man. How about that? How about that? Yeah.
Great people.
July
Good
babies,
people.
yeah.
That's right. Hey, and I love that your daughter. Ain't that special?
That is, man.
When they say daddy, don't they just break your heart and just melt it?
Oh yeah.
Just melt it. Yeah, it does. That's special.
That is, man.
Hey, buddy,
you saw me in action before.
Oh yeah, I did. And I have. It's awesome, buddy. It's just awesome. Ain't nothing better. I tell you what, I hate Comcast did what they did yesterday because I was fired up, ready to rock and roll, especially National Intern Day.
I know, man. We Comcast messed it up. We didn't have enough time to talk about National Intern Day yesterday.
We just have certain things that we can just absolutely just get plumb giddy about and excited about, and National Intern Day would be one. I mean, he's probably the best intern of all interns.
He's the best.
He is.
Yep.
And then you got Lyle down there picking up the helmets and getting them out of the way so people don't fall on them.
Yeah.
I mean, pumping gas. It's just a special day, and just had to be skipped. And I don't know. Man.
Yeah, Turkey Man, I didn't realize how much the Swain event was a routine for so many people. I mean, the messages I got. The text box. Oh, what's going on? The app is down. Yeah, it takes the internet for all that stuff to work. And Comcast had outages in the area, like big time outages, and so we didn't get the We didn't get everything back until like 10:15. How convenient is that? Because our show ends at 10. But, you know, those things happen. I will tell you this. There's a backup plan, so that way if Comcast wants to –
I seen it as a backup plan.
Yeah,
always need to have a plan
there's a backup plan now that's in place. So if Comcast wants to get silly and stupid one day, then we'll just roll AT&T. And we have that in place now. So, yeah, I thought about getting Ben a present yesterday because it was National Intern Day. I wonder what Nick Saban got Lyle yesterday for National Intern Day. Maybe like a watch or something. Or maybe like a shot. Maybe like a size 7.5 or 8 shoe.
Baby shoes, butch.
Maybe something like that. Maybe because you can get the size 8 shoe are actually cheaper because they're in the youth section. So you get the Jordans instead of being $150, they're like $99. So I mean, Nick Saban can save some money getting Butch Jones some shoes if he gets them in the youth section.
Need to get a T-shirt made. The interns are important too.
Intern lives matter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Hashtag.
That's our people. They are people.
They are people. They are people too.
Butch Jones ruined anything and everything for interns everywhere.
Turkey man, we love you, man. Thanks.
I love you, buddy. Happy birthday.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I'm disappointed Turkey man didn't sing happy birthday to you in turkey language.
I'm glad he didn't. That would have ruined the birthday. I mean, we just started the birthday about 8 hours ago. Don't ruin it already, Turkey man. Ben, don't give him ideas. He might call back. 865-200-5503.
At least he's not trying to get you in a fight.
I know, man. Andy's trying to get me in a fight, man. Trying to get me in the middle. Andy's like the little brother that talks crap to the other person and then jumps behind big brother. Andy, I can't defend you, man. This is your fight. This is your battle. You can't be using the show to throw shade.
Andy's the friend that every, big muscular person has that they're out and somebody starts picking on them, and Andy was like, well, my friend right here, he'll whoop your butt.
I know.
And the friend is like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't agree to this. Don't sign me up for that.
Do not sign me up for that, man. Yeah. Andy's he's so confrontational, man. So confrontational. You can just hear it in his voice. 865-200-5503 and that crow right there. That crow.
That's a shout out to Andy.
Yeah. That's Andy's calling. This is bird call. Yeah, that's when you know something's about to happen when you hear that crow.
It's like seeing the Batman logo.
Yeah, Andy's about to put some foods in check. Listen to the crow. Swain and Vin, be right back.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no
obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Had to get John Gruden out of there. Attaboy here on the Swain event where we highlight positivity in the world. And I'll let you guys go first. What do we have today, gentlemen?
Got an attaboy for Kyle Phillips. It is, of course, watch list season, but the fact, which can be, kind of lame, but the reason that Kyle Phillips is on a watch list is a very good thing because he's on the Wuerffel Trophy watch list. Yes, I know the trophy is named after Danny Wuerffel, former Florida quarterback, whatever, but the trophy is given to, this is from their website, the athlete that, quote, best combines exemplary community service and athletic and academic achievement. You don't get put on this watch list unless you have been an athlete and also been great at school and great in the community, and Phillips has been just that. He was named to the SEC Academic Honor Roll in 2015, 2016, and 2017. He's been hard work in the community around Knoxville. And he's finally getting at least partially recognized for it. Maybe he can go on to win this trophy, and that would be very, very cool. But I love seeing guys in college get recognized for not just being great athletes, but also being great people. That's always a good thing and something that ultimately you want to see out of everybody that plays college sports.
Love it. Benjamin?
I don't know if this is an attaboy or a for what, so I will let y'all determine which segment it goes on, but North Alabama is getting a baseball team. Once again, the Huntsville Stars disappeared or moved to Biloxi, Mississippi. Now the Mobile Bay Bears are moving to North Alabama. Yes, sir.
What's the mascot again?
For who?
Mobile?
The Bay Bears.
Bay?
Bay, B-A-Y.
Oh.
Bears.
Boy, I thought it was a different type of bay.
There are some funky...
The Bears is Bay.
Bears. This kind of leads into what I'm talking about because there are some funky baseball team names in baseball right now. You have the New Orleans Baby Cakes, a AAA team.
That's funny.
You have the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, a AA team for the Marlins. And so part of North Alabama, the Huntsville-Madison area, getting a new baseball team is that they're having a fan vote for the team name. So fans had a time period to go online and kind of submit their names for the team, and perfect. I guess they dwindled it down to 10, and I can't tell whether the 10 are atrocious or are just pure awesomeness. So I'll let y'all decide. They are the Army Ants, the Comet Jockeys, the Glowworms, the Lunar Ticks, the Moon Possums, the Puffy Head Bird Legs, the Space Chimps, the Space Sloths, Thunder Sharks, and Trash Pandas.
I gotta go with Space Chimps.
That was my favorite too.
Yeah, because the potential for great logos there is very, very high.
All right, go through the top 6 again.
Army Ants, Comet Jockeys,
Glowworms.
Yeah. The Lunar Ticks.
I like Lunar Ticks.
That's pretty good.
The moon possums, which North Alabama has a million possums, so that would
now
that would fit
all
perfectly.
of this in reference to Huntsville's NASA outpost.
Yes.
I guess.
Kind of.
Yes. Space Rocket Center is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think space chimps and then the puffy head bird legs.
I like that one.
I like that one
Puffy
too, just
head
because
bird
of
legs.
how absurd it is.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Little did you know, I just
imagine being a fan and saying, "Go puffy head bird legs."
Yes.
What? That would be ridiculous. But I just looked up space chimps as just a search. There's actually been 2 movies, Space Chimps and Space Chimps 2: Zartog Strikes Back, that apparently exist.
Yeah,
So
I ain't feeling Space Chimps.
They might have trademark problems with that one.
The trash pandas.
I like the trash pandas.
That's a good one.
I like the trash pandas. I like the lunatics though.
Lunatic. I think they're. I can't remember what the surname is. If it's Madison or if it's North Alabama, I didn't ever see that.
I like lunatics. Man.
And how
I really
how
do
did they
like that.
how did they come about these names? The fan?
Yeah, I think there's somewhere that fans could go online and they kind of wrote in, kind of their team name, and then now you go online and you vote for one of these 10.
And this is actually, it seems like decently pure because I think you've seen in the past things like this. When the internet is left to its own devices, they come up with some crazy stuff. Like, wasn't it? There was maybe like a military boat or something, and then they put it online for a vote to fans, and the thing that got voted into first place was like Bodie McBoatface, like something absolutely absurd.
I like it.
It sounds.
I mean, it sounds awesome. Right?
You want to get fans involved. You want them to support you. Then you need to involve them. So great PR move by the Huntsville baseball team. Let's try to get to the phones before we take a break.
We've got Vol Nation.
Vol Nation, good morning.
Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? Hey, we got about a minute.
Oh, okay, man. Well, hey, I just wanted to thank you guys for the show and everything, enjoying things. Happy birthday, Swain.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate all you do, man. I wanted you to talk a little bit about the team and the season as far as the talent. I saw an article that mentioned how much talent does Tennessee have. I know you've been kind of talking a little bit about it. I know they talked about how, we got like 2 5-stars, 33 4-stars, and 47 3-stars in this article, and we average 3.40 rating as far as the ratings per player, and that's equivalent and compared to South Carolina, Florida, Missouri, maybe a little bit better than Kentucky and Vanderbilt, and how that would impact this season, because we got people like Walt Tula and all these people that in the Clemson land that don't see us winning more than 3 games, and I'm so ready for the
3
3 games, man. I mean, they are dogging us out around here, and they said maybe 4, but Tennessee sucks. Pruitt is horrible, and they're gonna win about 3 games, and that's about all we're gonna talk about.
Where's this article?
No, not the article. I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about the article about the talent.
That was on 247. There was an article says how much talent does Tennessee have.
Okay, all right. And we'll get to Vol Nation. We got to run the break. Top of the hour update. Swain event, hour 2 coming up.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can get a free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
There's a 30% chance of rain today, partly sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 67. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 85 and a low of 64. Sunday, more sun with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Yesterday was the birthday of Jonathan Crompton, T. Martin, and Alvin Kamara. So, happy birthday to those individuals.
Jonathan Crompton, I saw he dropped in. He was watching the show.
He is?
Not today. I think it might have been yesterday.
I think I want to say
he commented.
I could be wrong.
It couldn't have been yesterday.
But I think the day before, I think Wednesday was their birthday.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Today, we'll make today's touchdown turnover about Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara will lead the NFC in rushing, not the NFL, but the NFC. Last year, you had 3 of the top 5 players at the top of the rushing charts from the AFC. You had Kareem Hunt, you had Le'Veon Bell, you had LaShawn McCoy, and Mark Ingram is suspended the first couple of games, so he's not going to be there. He is listed as number 5 here on this list. LaShawn McCoy, he has some distractions off the field,
just a little bit,
with his ex-girlfriend being beat up, and LaShawn McCoy was not there, but he is connected to that because he's been trying to get the ex-girlfriend out of his house there in Georgia, and they believe he has something to do with it, or the victims do, and so they're investigating that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a distraction for LaShawn McCoy. And then Le'Veon Bell, more and more drama with his contract. His agent said that this is going to be his last year in Pittsburgh if they do not come to a long-term agreement, a long-term contract. Todd Gurley is poised for a breakout year, but he just got paid. He just got paid. Contract year, oh, you ball out. You ball out. As soon as you get paid, how do you perform? So how will Todd Gurley perform now that he's gotten his big-time money? Big question. And Kareem Hunt, sophomore season there at Kansas City. Will Alvin Kamara lead the NFC in rushing, touchdown or turnover?
Turnover. Todd Gurley is going to lead the NFC in rushing yards. I think he's too good of a talent. You mentioned that last year was a contract year, but last year was in 2015 he ran for 1,000 yards. In 2017 was the second time he ran for 1,000 yards. So it was last year wasn't something that was out of the blue. It was something that he had done before. Now he was more productive last year by 200 yards and scored 3 more touchdowns. But I agree with you. When you see a contract year, you usually see a guy's stats skyrocket because I mean it's time to go. I mean, it's time to go. You got to go get another contract. And with Gurley, you didn't necessarily see like a leaps and bound all-time type of season. So I think Todd Gurley is the second, third best back in the league, maybe the best back in the league. I mean, he does as much as Le'Veon does. Good hands out of the backfield. Had 64 catches last year. So he's just too big of a talent. The Rams have a lot of playmakers on offense that kind of allows Sean McVay to spread things out. Doesn't allow the opposing defenses to key in on Todd Gurley. And the main reason is Todd Gurley doesn't have a guy of Mark Ingram's kind of statue to go up against every day. That's going to take reps from him, 10, 15 carries away from him a game. So that's the main reason. I do think Alvin Kamara leads the NFC in total yards, though, because I think Alvin Kamara is used more in multi-dimension sets type of situations, out of the backfield, right in the ball.
Answer.
So I'm sorry, but I think
there at the end.
I think Todd Gurley leads the league or leads the NFC in rushing yards.
Yeah, it's turnover for me too, because just the competition is extremely stiff with Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Cowboys. I mean, you got multiple guys in the NFC that are really good, and then past that, I think really they utilize Alvin the way they did a lot last year. Yeah, he's a great running back, but I think they also use him on the outside, and of course, those receiving yards don't count towards being the leading rusher in the NFL. So I think he has an incredible season, but will he be the leading rusher in the NFC? No, I do not think so.
Yeah, I say turnover too. You got Todd Gurley there. Here's a name that no one mentioned. Last year Ezekiel Elliott was he's suspended for some games, and he only had 983 yards. He still runs behind one of the best offensive line in the NFL. And so throw Ezekiel Elliott there in the NFC. They lost Dez Bryant. The wide receiver core is not as strong, so there will be relying more on Ezekiel Elliott. But I think Alvin Kamara will get the all-purpose yard title easy because they're going to use him. Mark Ingram being suspended the first 4 games because of performance-enhancing drug. Must be that
you probably got it from Scott Cochran.
Yeah, it must be that vibranium down there in Tuscaloosa. The same stuff that Black Panther be using. Maybe the NFL's testing for that stuff now. But I see Alvin having another great season, being a Pro Bowler, being the leader in the NFC when it comes to all-purpose. I just don't see rushing because I think Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley may take that.
And Jordan Howard of your Bears.
You already know. Was 6th in the league last year.
3rd in the NFC.
That's right.
1,100 yards. I didn't realize this, but Cam Newton had more rushing yards than Alvin Kamara last year. Now on 53 more carries, but nonetheless, I did not realize Cam Newton rushed for 754 yards last year.
He did. No, he did. No doubt about it, man. Good stuff. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. All right. Rocky Top Tech Dude says turnover. Alvin will lead the NFL in all-purpose yards. Nacho says interception return for a touchdown. He leads in reception yards and receptions, but not rush. South Kakalaki Vol says the station that Vol Nation was talking about in South Carolina, that he actually got banned from their station, 105.5, and they were trashing Krug in Tennessee the last 3 days. I don't know why Tennessee is on their mind so much.
Why? It seems like they talk about Tennessee a lot.
3 games.
Look,
come on, man.
Come Tennessee's going to win more than 3 football games.
3 games. And maybe they're just playing radio. Maybe they're just doing that.
That would mean Tennessee.
I'm not a big fan of just playing radio. I'm a fan of just doing radio and being yourself and just keeping it real. But sometimes people play radio and have hot takes. 3 games? Really?
I mean, that's 0 for the SEC and you lose to West Virginia. So you only beat Charlotte, ETSU.
That's not happening. Now,
3 games?
I'm on record as saying that I think Tennessee struggles against West Virginia. I do think they lose that football game as of today, but I don't see them losing to Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Missouri, South Carolina, Florida. I think they'll pick off 2 or 3 of those football games.
Yeah. So the article Vol Nation was talking about was actually from Rocky Top Inside and Nathan Rutherford, where he went and he basically calculated all the ratings of the players on our football team. And this is where you have to add in the fact. Because, yeah, talent is talent. But that's talent that's talent when they left high school. If you are a Swain Event Plus subscriber, which you should be, okay, you heard Joey Kent talk about how he was not the same player from college to the NFL because of injuries. I wasn't the same player from high school to college because of injury. I had a pretty decent college career, but it was on one leg for half of my career. I wasn't the same player from high school to college. I've battled injuries my whole entire career. So, yeah, those star ratings are great coming out of high school, but they're not the same guys now, not 2 or 3 years inside the program. Jawan Jennings is not the same guy he was coming out of high school. He's gotten better, obviously. He has a position, but he's had 2 surgeries.
Tennessee actually, year over year, according to the math that Nathaniel did, actually is by a tiny, tiny amount better talent-wise this year than they were last year. 3.42 average star rating per player this year, 3.40 last year. So
Dave Bartu is probably the best analytical college football expert on the planet, who is not backed by huge, statistical departments like ESPN or Fox Sports, something like that.
He does it all himself.
Dave Bartu had 2017 Vols winning more than 2016 Vols. And I remember having him on the show, and I was like, "You sure, Dave? You sure?" And Dave lives in Oregon, but the analytics told him that Tennessee should be better in 17 than 16. And I was like, "Okay, Dave, I don't know, man. You the man. I just don't know." Yes, the ratings say there's talent. And I'm not saying we don't have talent. All I'm saying is you have to take in consideration the surgeries. You have to take into account, are they playing at the right weight? Are they playing at the right position? We had a whole conversation yesterday off the air about how this staff has moved so many players from their high school position to a new position. So a lot factors into this. And I get doing the numbers because those numbers are fun. Those numbers are fun to kind of see where you stack up and stuff like that. But it doesn't guarantee you a win. It still comes down to execution during the football game. It still comes down to technique, mental toughness, coaching effect. It's a ton of things that go down. I have lost to teams that were less talented than my team, and we have beat more teams that we were less talented than. And it's execution. It is taking care of the football. It's the small things, crowd noise and weather. I mean, so many factors. And so Tennessee is in a position to win 7 games in the regular season. They can do that if they maximize their opportunities. You got to have good quarterback play. It's a buzzsaw of a schedule with Auburn and Georgia and Alabama right there. It's going to be a physical football game, no doubt. It's going to be physical. But there's talent here. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just really careful about looking at high school talent from Kyle Phillips or Jonathan Combo when that was 2-3 years ago.
4 years ago.
They may be different players. They may be, Darren Kirkland is not as fast. He's probably not as quick as he was because of the surgeries and stuff like that. So just take that into account. But, yes, we are as talented, if not more talented, than 85% of our schedule.
Say that again. I didn't
As
process
talented or more talented than 85% of our regular season schedule. That means I'm excluding Alabama and Georgia, and I'm trying to do the math.
I don't think Tennessee's more talented than Auburn.
I said as talented. As talented.
I don't think they're as talented as Auburn.
Hey man, they may be more talented. I'm not, but it's not a huge gap. And that's what I'm meaning here. As talented, there's talent right up there with them enough to win that game. If you execute, you can play a perfect game against Georgia and Alabama, but if they play a perfect game, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
I'm really not trying to nitpick.
No, it's good. I have to be careful about what I say, and so I'm cool with that. Tennessee has enough talent to beat Auburn. They don't have enough talent to beat Georgia and beat Alabama unless Alabama and Georgia plays bad football, and we catch them on a really good day. We play really good. They play really bad. That's the scenario. But I think if we play our best and Auburn plays pretty good, I think Tennessee can have a chance to beat Auburn. Yes, I think they have more talent. If I had to say who has the most talent, Tennessee or Auburn, I would say Auburn. But I think Tennessee has enough talent. They're right up there, and they can shock Auburn if they play good football.
There's 3 reasons why, as of today, obviously there's still 2.5, 3 months left before that game is played. A lot will happen before then. There will be storylines for both teams that will impact that football game. But the reason I kind of look at Auburn and don't necessarily see Tennessee in the same ballpark as Auburn is because, one, the depth. Auburn defense is absolutely loaded in the 2 and 3 deep. So forget their defensive line, their linebackers. They have a freak corner in Jamel Dean. Their depth will overtake Tennessee's offense, in my opinion. I don't think Tennessee's offense, as of today, is good enough to kind of light it up against Auburn's defense.
As of today, that's fine.
And that is a road game. And Jordan Hare is an underrated. I've never been.
It's gonna be a hard place to play.
Yes, it's gonna be a hard place to play. Hopefully, by that point, your quarterback is you've got a defined starting quarterback. You're not flip flopping, and you can the offense that won't be as big of an impact on the offense, but it will still be some sort of impact. And so it's not that Tennessee doesn't have any talent. It's just I guess I'm high on Auburn rather than low on Tennessee.
Well, of course you're high on Auburn.
No, if Auburn was going to be butt booty terrible, I'd say they're going to be butt booty terrible.
The reason why I'm not down on the offense because we have big play potential, and anytime you have big play potential, you can mask a lot of problems. Okay, and when you have a guy like Marquez Callaway, who I want to say Greg McElroy said he's probably the best 50-50 pass catcher in the league. When you have guys like that, he can turn ugly situations into wins for you. When guys are not open, you can throw it to Callaway, and he can pick up a first down for you. He can pick up a touchdown for you. And then you have Juwan Jennings, who also could do the same thing. And so with those receivers, I think, okay, if the offense is sputtering, you can still throw it up and let Callaway or Jennings catch a 50-50 ball. And so if we have some of those plays against the Auburns, against teams that you're not picked to win in, the game can go anyway. That's why I'm looking at that game a little bit differently than you, because I understand kind of what we have on the outside.
I mean, I think I've said it before. To me, when I look at this team, defense is going to be good enough. It's not necessarily going to be great in the context of the SEC as a whole. It'll probably be pretty middling. But it comes down to quarterback play to me, and how improved Jarrett Garantano is or how good Keller Christ is. Because you got playmakers on offense, but it's the guy that has the ball in his hand on every single play when the offense is on the field that, to me, matters the most in these scenarios. And you're talking if Garantano steps up and has a Dobbs-like enlightening, this team is, 8 wins is not off the table. Possible.
That would include
but like I said, a Dobbs-like awakening. And that meaning he really comes through and becomes a star.
But 3 wins, come on. Come on, South Carolina radio station.
Yeah,
come on, man.
3 wins isn't going to happen.
Yeah. Let's get to the phones.
We've got Andre.
Andre, 4,000. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Andre? Good morning.
I was thinking about, y'all basically talking about the same thing I was thinking about like yesterday. So I was thinking, is Jeremy Pruitt like pretty much the most Saban-esque coach to come out, like as far as attitude, his mentality? I feel like him being the most like Saban, he's going to come in and focus on doing things the right way, ball control, not turning the ball over. And Pruitt's a smart guy. I feel like he needs to make sure he wins that first game in Florida. And everything else will fall in place, if you know what I'm saying. Like maybe he understands that he can't beat Georgia or Alabama or Auburn, just off the tip of the bat. But he can push this team to beat Florida and West Virginia. And if he does that, then, Kentucky and Vanderbilt, we should always have sort of a mind control thing over them. So I feel like Jeremy Pruitt's hardcore enough to, push this team over the edge where they no longer feel, like they can even lose to those two teams. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, Kentucky was trying to give us the game. I mean, as bad as we were, we played Kentucky at the end of the season. We were at the lowest of the low as far as our morale. Got embarrassed by Georgia at home. When Peyton was there, you don't play bad on offense when Peyton's in the house, and that's what we did. Just disrespectful. Our morale was so low. You had that drama with John Kelly, your emotional leader, the guy that you try to give the ball to as much as you can on offense. You look at what John Kelly did against Florida, and then he's not even playing against Kentucky. I'm actually surprised the game was close. Kentucky was trying to give Tennessee that win. They wound up getting it, late in that football game. But yeah, I don't see Kentucky and Vanderbilt being too much of a problem for Jeremy Pruitt if guys stay healthy, because you're not going to. When we lost to Vanderbilt in 16 and 17, the team just wasn't the same. Like the focus was off. There was so much drama going in, and it don't matter. You're not supposed to lose to them anyways. But when you play against a team that want to beat you and they playing together and they care, and you're a team that don't care and you're not playing together, sorry, you're not going to win. And so if we go in that game playing together, hyped, which Pruitt will make sure that they are, I don't see Tennessee losing those two games. But you mentioned the Florida game and the West Virginia game. Those are great opportunities for Pruitt to steal one while you are new, because no one has any film of Tennessee being coached by this staff. So you got a chance to slip up on West Virginia. You have a chance to get past Florida. They have a lot of drama going on early in the season.
Shocker.
They have a new coach, even though that coach is more experienced being a head coach. He's had more success being a head coach. But they have some drama early. And if you're going to catch a team slipping, that's the best time to do it early in the season when they're still trying to get down the chemistry on offense. So thanks for the phone call, Andre. Really appreciate you taking time out to call us this morning. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline, 850 AM, 100.9 FM. Swain Event app, free for Android and Apple devices. Swain Event TV is driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. I-40, Level Road exit, Parkside Drive, right there on the left. New and pre-owned vehicles, go to their website, ToyotaKnoxville.com, to see their inventory. We'll take a brief time out and return after these great messages. Stay with us.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jerry Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live.
Nacho says, never thought I would heard that about the talent from you, Swain. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You have to take in consideration injuries. Injuries, they don't make you, they affect you. You're not the same player when you get hurt. You're not the same player when you get cut on. You're not. You're just not. I'm sorry. And so we have several guys that have had surgery. We have several guys that have been banged up. We have 12 players out for the spring. People are really minimizing how important that Jeremy Pruitt moved to what the medical staff was. That's very important. Very important. People are not factoring that in. It's a huge factor. Darren Kirkland Jr. and Jordan Dennis did not practice during the spring. They didn't practice. They lost 15 opportunities to get better.
I don't believe Daniel Batuli did either, or one of the linebackers didn't. Obviously, Kirkland didn't, but.
I mean, 12 guys out for the spring. And people just dismiss that like, oh, well, that's not a big deal. Yes, it is. That's practice time. Not only for that player, but for the rest of the team to practice with those players to help them get better. So you're not the same player as you were coming out of high school in year 3 at Tennessee. I'm sorry. You're just not. You could be a little bit worse, or you could be a little bit better. What Nathaniel Rutherford's article says to us is that there's talent. There's talent. There's no doubt about that. There's talent. That's all we can say. But to reading it to the point where we're saying that Tennessee has more rated players, more talented players because they're rated higher than this team, I'm just not willing to go there because did they have the same medical situation that we have? Do they have a better weight room program than we have? I mean, those things factor in because you're not going to be the same player.
Better coaches?
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff matters.
Is it fair to say that Tennessee is always going to have talent?
Always will have talent.
Because Tennessee, I mean, I think you could put Tennessee in the Pac-12 this year, and they'd be pretty daggone one of the better teams in the conference.
I agree. Tennessee's going to have talent. But
in the SEC, you need – see, this is where I fall short on Tennessee when it comes to what I've been saying about West Virginia, what I've been saying about when they play against Auburn, teams of that nature, even against South Carolina, is that Tennessee has talent amongst its starters. It's just the depth is not there, in my opinion. The talented depth is not there, in my opinion.
I think also we're looking at the last 2 years, and you have to understand something. These players hated their coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they hated their coach. They could not emotionally get up for their coach. They didn't believe in what he was doing. And so take that same talent and let's see how they play when they are running through a brick wall for their coach, for their position coach, for each other. Anything can happen. But I'm not going to sit here and say that they're the same players that they were 3 years ago when you have the medical staff in play, when you have the weight room stuff in play. Some will be better, some will be worse.
Yeah.
You will have a chance, and I said this early in the show, Tennessee will have a chance because I think they'll have just as much as talent. If you want to say Auburn is more by, a small gap or medium gap, that's fine. That's fair. I'm not going to argue semantics here. But Georgia and Alabama, there's going to be a bigger gap than probably any other team that we play. But Tennessee has talent. Now, Ben, you had a really good question that you want to bring to the table. That's a really great question.
Before we get to that question, let's get to Evan so he doesn't have to wait on hold there for a minute.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Did you learn that in intern training?
I did.
To get the calls first before we start a topic?
Yes.
Man, Ben.
Seth Stokes taught me well.
Man, that's great, man. You passed intern training with the A+.
How dare you put a label on me that Butch Jones has?
I can tell, man. Good job applying that knowledge you learned from Stokes. Evan, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Man, great. How are you?
Doing all right. I think this is a really interesting conversation, and part of one, I've got two questions. One that really relates to this, one that's a little different. But my first question, and just idea, I've heard it sort of rumored that Butch, when he was recruiting some of these players that went affected today with these injuries that are coming back, we're trying to claim that you look at the star rankings, they have more talent. I mean, I've heard it sort of rumored that Butch intentionally went after recruited players that had previous recurring injuries that other teams did not want to boost our star rating or sort of a false positive, false, as far as high rating. That's one thing I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, Evan. Phone sounds a little weird there. I don't know if you're on speaker or on Bluetooth there, but Butch did go after star rating guys. Butch was about perception. Butch was about hype. So if I can go recruit a guy that has a nice rating next to his name and bring him in, everyone's going to be excited about signing day. Everyone's going to be pumped up about that. See, remember 2014, 15, Butch was really high on signing day. And then he was really, really low in the 16 signing day. That's because that stuff mattered to him way too much. You're supposed to be really even keel. But that stuff matters to him. That perception really, 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 really was a big thing for him. And he would try to alter the perception. So that way it appeared like he was doing a great job in this area, which helped him go back to his agent and negotiate a bigger buyout, an extension. So that way if he got fired, he got more money. That's why he changed agents from Trace Armstrong to Jimmy Sexton when Trace Armstrong did a hell of a job for him. That stuff is what was going on kind of behind the scenes.
I mean, there are players on this roster that the other coaches did not want, but Butch Jones wanted them because of their ranking.
100% fact. I won't mention names. I won't mention the coach. There are players on this team that the assistant coaches did not want, but Butch Jones and Bob Welton got anyways because they had a nice rating.
And
that is a fact.
And they knew the fans would like it, whereas in the kind of bring it to present day,
that is a fact.
Jeremy Pruitt is doing the complete opposite. He does not care about the perception. He's going to bring in the guy that thinks is the best football player for Tennessee.
And we're not saying that Pruitt's philosophy is going to be perfect or if it's going to work. We don't know. But I would give a dude like Pruitt the benefit of the doubt doing it this way. I mean, you're making guys try out, essentially. I'm going to roll with Pruitt on this until he proves that the player's not good enough, okay? Right. If he sees a player and he rather recruit that player and offer that player than some guy that has a nice star next to his name but won't come to camp because they are afraid of showing the coaches that maybe they're not fast as you know, the website is saying, or maybe they're not as good as what the website is saying. I give benefit of the doubt to Jeremy Pruitt. All right, let's go to the phones again.
We got Sergio.
Sergio, good morning.
Happy birthday, my brother.
My brother Sergio, man. It's good to hear from you. I miss you, man.
Well, you know, I always take my summer workout hibernation, and I'm so glad you're back on the radio.
Thank you.
So I can listen to I'm tooling around Gotham in my whip.
Gotham City, that's right. In your Batmobile.
You know, I had one of those this week myself, and, you know, when I hit my birthday and your birthday, it's time to start thinking football pretty seriously.
That's right.
We're probably a week out from practice.
That's right.
Here's what I am curious to find out, Jason, and I hope maybe you'll have some insight from some of your sources, quote, sources inside the program.
Okay.
Is how the offense shows up at practice next week, how prepared they are to practice, which shows what kind of work they put in this summer. I'm hopeful that Coach Pruitt instilled a little bit of the fear of God in them last spring, and that they've been pretty serious about working out this summer. I have no idea. Don't have any basis to prove that, but I'm hopeful. What have you heard about kind of how the summer's going? Have you heard anything?
This is what I'm looking for, Sergio, because I'm going to tell you right now, the report from summer is that everyone looks good. I mean, everyone's working out. Everyone's working hard. They're doing routes versus air. They're doing 7-on-7 one-on-ones. And, you know, I don't know how you get a great report from summer workouts. I mean, I just don't understand how you could formulate one, because I've been in those situations, and honestly, everyone works hard. Everyone is grinding because you're in a culture that if you don't work hard, you're liable to get slapped by one of your teammates, pretty much.
Or you're going to get processed out.
Yeah, so everyone is working hard. That's what I can tell you. This is what I'm looking for from this offense in the first 7 days. I want to see communication from the receivers, tight end, running backs with our quarterback. I want to see after the play, Jared, Kayla, Chris going up to our guys saying good job or correcting them. I want to see communication. Communication is key. When you have a good relationship, when you're on the same page, you're communicating. You're communicating. You always saw Peyton on the sideline talking with his wide receivers. Always. You always see Tom Brady talking to his wide receivers. You always see Matt Ryan talking to his guys. I want to see that during the first 7 days of practice. I didn't say anything about the offense winning. They're probably not going to win. Defense is normally ahead of the offense in fall camp. That's the way you want it. You want your defense to be slightly ahead. If your offense is carving up the defense the majority of fall camp, your defense will be trashed that football season. The year that before my injury, Meacham and I led the country in yards and receptions as a duo, and mainly because Meacham had like a 300-yard game in the first game of the season against Cal. But the reason why we were able to do that is because, you know, our defense was ahead of us in fall camp. We were not carving them up. We had some good plays, but our defense, they beat us most of the time. That's what you want. You want your defense to be slightly ahead. So I'm not looking for the offense to come out and just start smashing defense from day one. But I want to see the communication. I want to see the attention to detail. The first day will be the most drops of the season. It's normally like that. You're going to have your most drops, and then the drops will decrease. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, football is in the air, man. Here we go. Football is here. Let's go to the phones.
Well,
let's do this again.
We don't have anybody waiting on the line.
Okay. All right. So your question before we go to for what, and this topic will run over to hour 3. I just know it because I think it's a really good topic.
It is. Let's see. How should I put it? It sounds like a dumb question at first, but which game is more impressive to win in Jeremy Pruitt's first year? Beating West Virginia, or beating Florida? Now, it's important to note that I said which game is more important to win because obviously the answer is Florida all day, every day. You have to beat Florida. When you're the head coach at Tennessee, you're judged on 3 games, Florida, Georgia, Alabama. But in my opinion, Pruitt would earn a lot of brownie points with me in beating West Virginia rather than Florida because, in my opinion, West Virginia is a better football team. I think it would be more impressive of a feat to beat West Virginia than it would be to beat Florida at home. So that was kind of the question I posed during the last break was which is more impressive, beating West Virginia, beating Florida?
Yeah, you posed that question there. Which game will be more impressive for Pruitt to win? I would say this: we all do not agree in this room. No. Now, there is someone who agrees with Ben. There is someone who does not agree with Ben. And we will have for what, and then we will get to this conversation. I think it's a really, really good conversation to have. I remember having the same conversation with Wes Rucker when we had a show together in 2012 when we played NC State first. And then Florida was the 3rd game of the season, something like that. We hosted them here, and College Game Day was in town. I remember that conversation Wes and I had like it was yesterday.
Castleberry Inn?
Castleberry Inn. Yep, 2012 NC State game. Yep, I remember that. Yep, that was a fun day right there. All right, we got For What coming up next after the break.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Hey, it's Jason Swain. There's a lot of people talking about testosterone, but do your homework and go to a medical provider that you trust and that specializes in testosterone. I got my levels tested at the Low T Center. Their physicians exclusively diagnose and treat men with low T. At the Low T Center, it's quick and easy. Treatment is even covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town when I'm You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Butch Jones replacing Philip Fulmer on the Jumbotron.
For what?
People getting drunk and stumbling into the wrong house.
For what?
Butch saying a chart told him to kick an extra point instead of going for 2.
For what?
People who break the law while breaking the law.
For what?
All right, we have For What here on the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Bacon wrap, shrimp, and grits today to Sunday at Dead End Barbecue. It's a lunch special for the weekend. Charlie, what do we have for...
It's a doozy.
I just saw your headline. All right, what do we have for what?
Got a For What from BuzzFeed News that says a woman found out her boyfriend was cheating after a food delivery guy caught them in the act. So, this story is about this woman, Kayla Spear, a 23-year-old who lives in, I guess this is Burlington, Iowa. So she has a long-distance boyfriend who lives 3 hours away, and she thought that, hey, my boyfriend is studying for finals. I'll order him some food and get it sent over. You know, I'll be nice. I'll be a good girlfriend. Send it over to him from 3 hours away. Say, hey, here's some food for you while you're studying. And it did not turn out so well. So she put it all on Twitter. I don't know why you put it in like a Facebook post. Come on.
Why are you
Twitter.
putting it on social media anyway?
No, that's true. Well, it got her on BuzzFeed. So that's something. But she said that she'd been dating the guy for about 5 years, and she says, I was placing my order to the sandwich shop, and I let them know that this was my boyfriend who lived in that city, and that I wouldn't be present when the food was delivered because I'm 3 hours away. I also asked if it was okay for him to sign for me. The order was placed, and my boyfriend texted me a little bit before letting me know he was going to take a nap. So I sent him a text saying, hey, food's on the way to you. Please leave a tip. I didn't hear back from him for a bit, and so I assumed he was sleeping. But sleeping, he was not. So the delivery guy gets there, and according to this woman, some time passed when the food was supposed to be delivered, and she gets a phone call from the delivery driver, and the delivery driver says, look, this is how she put it. The delivery driver said, look, we usually don't do this, but I think you would like to know, when we walked up to the door to your boyfriend's place, we were able to see into his apartment, and he was in his boxers with a naked woman on top of him on the couch. And so she thanked the driver, and she had to do some due diligence, make sure that it was him. She thanked the driver, and a few days later broke up with him. You got to be careful if you're gonna do things like this. I guess the stupid one here
that's a lot for what's, man.
It's certainly the boyfriend.
A whole lot of for what's in there.
Yeah, the delivery. Is that out of line for a delivery driver to do?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Because that was also sort of my question. Is that
snitch?
For what to snitch on the dude?
I mean, I'm not gonna say like I don't want to call him a snitch because he did. Like, I don't want to.
You knew the full context because she told you it was her boyfriend.
Again, I don't want to put this negative stigma on snitching because sometimes snitching is what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to do that. But no one is getting like physically hurt. It's kind of not your place. It's just not your place to call her back and do that. But hey, I'm glad that maybe she is preventing future pain. By continuing this relationship with this guy. But
in a way, it was a good deed. I mean, the guy's a scumbag. I mean, he's doing the cheating.
It was good. It was a good deed. It's a lot of for what's there. All right, so I'm giving a for what to Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown. Huh, Ben? This is your boy.
I mean, I agree with you.
Okay. I thought you wanted to say something.
Still doesn't change the fact that he's the best receiver in football.
Okay, he still gets it for what? He's not exempt from getting for what's just because he's good. Sorry. Antonio Brown, during the month of June, spoke with the media right before their first minicamp practice. And Antonio Brown goes on, makes really good points about, the media putting pressure on them and always reporting things on them and really are not free. Quote, am I really free? I'm just stating the reality. You guys make up pressure and put pressure on guys like myself, and it is not fair. Hey, maybe Antonio Brown has a point here. Maybe the media does do this, and maybe it is not fair. 1 month later, Antonio Brown shows up to Steelers training camp, and like he does every year. It could be a really nice car, like a Rolls Royce, like he did last year. He makes a scene because, hey, you getting ready to not have a life. So have your fun. That's fine. But this year, he shows up in a helicopter. A helicopter. And to make sure that everyone saw him and got pictures, he made the pilot kind of hover above the ground so that way he can pose for pictures. Now, wait a minute, Antonio Brown. Can't have it both ways. You, sir, you bring attention to yourself by how you conduct yourself when it comes to touchdown celebrations, when it comes to doing Facebook Live videos in the locker room while the head coach is addressing the team, and now this. So you can't say anything about having too much attention, about not being free, about putting pressure on you from the media when you're putting it on yourself. So he gets it for what? For contradicting himself.
I agree with you in theory. My only rebuttal, and
please disagree, so I can crush
I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just saying I don't think it's as bad.
You have a rebuttal.
I know I'm weird. You know how I am. I like to dissect things.
Please.
Because I think yes, it looks bad that he's like blaming the media for everything and whatnot.
He's not a
hypocrite? He looks like a hypocrite. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that it's kind of being blown out of proportion because Antonio Brown was saying he was asked about Le'Veon Bell and missing practice, and he was upset that those comments were misconstrued and run with. So in my opinion, he had a point to make. And I'm able to separate the two. He was kind of voicing his opinion on how the media took a comment about needing to be at OTAs and getting reps with his team as a slight to Le'Veon Bell. That's how the media portrayed it. So I can understand why Antonio Brown was upset with what happened.
He used that question to go on a rant about how he truly feels. And his quote was, guys like myself. So when he said guys like myself, Le'Veon Bell, that goes out the window. You're talking about you and how you feel. And you can't say that if you all dancing in the videos like P. Diddy. Like, you want the attention. That's fine, man. You're a wide receiver. We're divas most of the time. We like the attention. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's fine. You make your plays. I love the entertainment part of the NFL. Cool. But you can't complain about it when it's not convenient to you. You can't do that. You can't be fair weather. You can't be a guy that only wants the attention when good things are happening, but don't want it when bad things are happening. That is a front runner.
That's a Bush Jones mentality.
That's
right
a front runner, and I got to call out Antonio Brown. I love Antonio Brown. He's a baller. He proved the haters wrong, the doubters. I get it, but either you want attention or you don't. And Antonio Brown only wants it when he's doing the good thing. So I'm calling him a hypocrite there. You're showing up in a helicopter, bro. Come on. You got to take the good with the bad. So he gets it for what? All right, so got about 5 minutes here. And so we'll get to your phone call, 865-255-03. Who we got there?
We got Bo.
Bo, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, first of all, hey, man, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, that call from your little girl, boy, that's something else, man.
Yeah,
there's no greater wealth in the world than a child that loves her daddy, man.
That's right, man. I gotta give
no
her
no greater wealth in the world.
Yeah, I gotta give her.
You know what else is?
Go ahead.
And second to that is Tennessee football. But anyway. You know, I was listening to Vol Nation, how South Kakalaki was, I don't know what they were trying to prove with their little comments, but I just got thinking about, just good old-fashioned football. And some of the best defenses is just a good offense that'll just line up and give you 4 yards in a cloud of dust every time. 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And by the fourth quarter, I don't care how talented you are. If you're bending over and sucking air and our defense is on the sideline foaming at the mouth, by the fourth quarter, things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that offense can open it up and close it out in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. And this is why this game between Tennessee and West Virginia is so intriguing, because Tennessee's bringing in these bigger backs to get those 4 yards in a cloud of dust. You know what happens when you get those 4 yards in a cloud of dust each and every time? First, second, and third down, you get a first down. And so you get a new set of downs, time is ticking, and Will Grill's on the sideline, and your defense is on the football field. And West Virginia, what they want you to do, they want you to get into a passing game with them, a passing contest with them, because if you go 3 and out and you try 3 straight passes, you probably took off 30 seconds from the clock, and now they can get back on the football field. They want more possessions. Pruitt wants to limit possessions from them. That's why you got the bigger backs. And so who's going to win? Who's going to win that battle is going to be very, very fun to watch and very fun to see. But I like Tennessee's chances. I really do, because of the style of play that they're going to implement in that football game.
Will Friend's style of coaching an offensive line just gets. I'm an old big ugly. I've been there.
He's hilarious to watch at practice, man.
Yeah. I've been there. I've had some great offensive line coaches and I can remember watching Harry Galbraith and Chad Clifton, Spencer Riley, Antone Davis. Loved Antone. Because he'd plant you. He would plant you.
Maulers.
And that's where it starts. And when you get linebackers creeping up, you get DBs creeping up, you get safeties creeping up, well, guess what? Sometimes, we're just going to go over the top. But I can remember big games, and I'm talking Super Bowls. You can remember the old New York Giants when they had Otis Anderson.
Yep.
4 yards in a cloud of dust. 4 yards, nothing special, nothing fancy. Just play football, boys.
Dave Meggett on that team, and Phil Simms and those boys when they won that Super Bowl. I want to say that was that 9? What year was the Giants? I know the Redskins won it there in 91. Was the Giants 9? Was it late 80s? I don't know what year that was. The Giants won the Super Bowl, but that's how they won Super Bowl. Parcells, defense, running the football, and they had a stable of backs there with Phil Simms at quarterback. 865-200-5503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. We will have the debate coming up. Stay with us.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress.
Hey, Annie, You're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
There's a 30% chance of rain today, partly sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 67. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 85 and a low of 64. Sunday, more sun with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help. If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
Swain event, hour 3, powered by Low T Center, LowTCenter.com. And we are broadcasting from the Low T Center studio. Charlie Burrs, Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Got a little bit of news for you. Remember when we had Rachel Barbeau on a couple weeks ago, and she goes around the country and she speaks to football teams, and she runs the organization, changing the narrative, and what they do is, from a woman's perspective, she helps these young men understand that they are more than just football players, that they are kings, and there's a lot of our players across the country that, especially if you watch Last Chance U, you kind of see what some of these players deal with, and they don't have structure in their household, and football is the only way out. But football doesn't define you. Football is just a vehicle to get to where you want to go. But you are not a football player. That's not who you are. It's just what you do. And Rachel talks to them about accepting the responsibility of doing things the right way and treating women with respect and handling their business. She's went around the country, and she's been doing this. She's been doing a great job of it. She is a media member, and she saw how these stories continue to pop up about Joe Mixon at Oklahoma and what was going on there at Baylor, and she just decided that if it needed to be done, why not her? Why not her? Just go do it. And she started doing it. And we talked about, man, we need to get her at Knoxville. We need to get her at Tennessee. We need to get her with the Tennessee football team. And she will be speaking to the Tennessee football team. And that's going to take place here at the beginning of fall camp. So very, very excited for our players. Rachel, you need to bring in as many speakers as possible, because each speaker will talk to directly a few players in that room. We've had the Dave Ramseys, we've had Eddie George, I remember TK Sr., I remember Mike Singletary, I remember a notorious, former ex-mob member talk to us about gambling and how you get caught up in that life and what that entails, and all the people around you can put in danger. And we've had so many people come and talk to us, former Vols that got in trouble, got drugs, and came back to finish up school. And you take different things from each person that comes. And so happy that Rachel Barbro will be coming and speaking to our young men. I'm pumped about it.
That is really exciting. She is one of the best in the biz. Very cool. Glad that she got that opportunity.
We got Jay. We have a who else? We got Jay and who else?
Justin from Alabama.
Justin from Alabama. Give me a quick second here. So Ben brought up the question, which game would be more impressive for Jeremy Pruitt to win? Would it be West Virginia? Would it be Alabama? Ben says West Virginia. Charlie, what are you saying? More impressive.
Say West Virginia also, just because it's – I would put – if West Virginia is not better than Florida, on a very similar plane. Florida's defense is good, and their offense is questionable. West Virginia's offense is really good. Their defense is very questionable. And so I would put them on a level playing field. It's a neutral site game. Holgorsen is just as good of a coach as Dan Mullen, I would say. Hey, Holgo got a history, man.
What?
That's impressive for you to say.
He's been good.
Man, I'm about to get up and go make me another drink.
Dude, he's got more accolades than
what?
Mullen ultimately. Of course, Mullen's been at Mississippi State. So.
What? Holgersen's a better coach than Dan Mullen.
Charlie,
man,
question for you. Question.
Similar at the very least.
I'm out, Paul.
You done bumped
Question.
your head, man.
If you were in charge of hiring the football coach at Tennessee and your option was
It's Dan Mullen. Yes, I would have hired Dan Mullen over Dana Holgorsen. Because Dana Holgorsen has been in the Big 12. And the Big 12 doesn't play SEC football.
But if you think Dana Holgorsen is the better head coach than Dan Mullen, why would you not hire Dana Holgorsen regardless of where he is?
Because your being good is relative to everyone and the situation around you. And Dana Holgorsen historically has just had at least as good seasons as Dan Mullen.
I will say this in your defense, Charlie. You can say that Mike Leach is a better football coach, better head coach than Jeremy Pruitt, because Pruitt hasn't been a head coach. So you can technically say
at
that.
This moment.
That doesn't mean that
you have more evidence.
That doesn't mean that Mike Leach is a better fit for Tennessee. So
exactly.
You can say that Dan Mullen is a better fit for Tennessee, but I'm sorry. I'm not with you if you're saying that Dana Holgorsen is a better coach than Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen is a better football coach than Dana Holgorsen.
And that doesn't mean Dana Holgorsen is bad, but
I think he's just a different head coach. It's hard to compare the two because they play such different styles of football.
It's easy to compare. Dana's not a better football coach than Dan Mullen.
Dana Holgorsen has had just as much success as Dan Mullen did at Mississippi State, when in reality it's easier to win at West Virginia than it is Mississippi State.
That is also true.
Well, let's not go down that path. Let's stay in bounds.
Holgorsen is a very good coach.
Yeah, let's stay in bounds. You're picking West Virginia as the more impressive win of the two between West Virginia and Florida, if Tennessee were to achieve that.
I just think all things considered, to me, it would be the more impressive win. Now, we also said this. The more important win is Florida, and it ain't close. You can lose West Virginia, and that's not as –
you turn around and beat Florida, everybody loves you.
Exactly. It doesn't – everyone forgets that West Virginia game ever happened. You beat West Virginia and lose to Florida, people are on your back.
Right.
So the more impressive win to me, I think West Virginia is a better football team. All things being equal, but
it's really hard to separate impressive and important because I think they're kind of one of the same. Because beating a team that is more important, that's more at stake, is impressive. I think Florida has more talent than West Virginia. I think Dan Mullen is a better football coach. Also, it would be very impressive for Jeremy Pruitt to win his first SEC game. First game of the season, first time coaching, neutral site game. Yeah, it'd be great to get that win. I want it, no doubt about it. If we don't, I won't be happy. But make no bones about it, the more important, the more impressive win for me would be beating Florida at home when they have more of players who are probably more established, probably a little bit better depth. They don't have the medical staff question hanging over your head. You make those changes there. I think the Florida win would be more impressive, even at home, than beating West Virginia, because you're going up against a group of players that in a style probably too that's going to be more closer than the style that you're going to go up against West Virginia, because the styles are so different. You're contrasting so much when you're playing West Virginia. I can see Tennessee beating West Virginia, just smashing them in the mouth. But you're going to play against a Florida team that's going to do a lot of things that you want to do. And if you're able to beat them doing some of the same things that they're doing, I think it's more impressive. Also, beating a team that you're going to recruit against year in and year out. I mean, we lost a receiver to Florida late in the process. That hurt. Losing a recruit to West Virginia don't hurt. I think beating Florida would be more impressive for me than beating West Virginia, because you're playing against a coaching staff that is made for the SEC. They're made for the SEC. They're prepared to play the SEC, and to beat them would be more impressive for me. Let's get to the phones, and then we'll get to the rebuttals there by Ben and Charlie, because I know you guys disagree with me, and that's fine. Let's get to Jay. Jay, good morning.
Swain, you always go for Florida.
Always.
Every time.
Always. Yeah.
It's not even a question. I mean, we beat West Virginia fine. Florida has a mental edge on Tennessee. And if you can beat Florida, and you can beat Florida consistently, obviously, to me that's much more impressive.
Yep.
But, Swain, I saw the tape from that kid we got, Ramon Harrison, and I got to say, man, it looks impressive.
Yeah. Roman Harrison, man, he is a creative player on the video games. I mean, if you had to adjust the 40, adjust the speed, adjust the explosiveness, adjust the agility to very high ratings, you would do that. And Roman Harrison is a guy his size really not supposed to be running a 4.6 flat 40.
No, he is. He's impressive. I mean, there's just no doubt about that. I watched because I wanted to see what it was about, and he looks like he's shot out of a cannon when he goes after the quarterback.
Yeah.
And so I think seeing him at linebacker after maybe a couple years in the weight room at UT would be just scary. But Swain, I listened to y'all's. I guess it was only about an hour of the podcast you guys had.
Yes.
On iTunes.
Yeah, yesterday.
And it was really interesting. And Swain, I guess my perspective is this, and I've called him before, but can you understand the perspective of fans like myself, who I see this all-star recruiting staff that we have, and it's just I have been a little concerned because I'm seeing players that I'm almost having to talk myself into.
Mm-hmm. Like who?
And that's kind of where I think some fans like me and others are coming from. It's like, okay, maybe these guys are good players, but who are they? And it's like, well, I thought we had Chris Winkie and all his connections. I thought Pruitt was National Recruiter of the Year. And you know what I'm saying? So that's where it's kind of been for me. Not that where we'll finish. I mean, we may finish high, but I guess that's been kind of my perspective of it. It's just I feel like we've been getting some players that I really have to say, okay, well, who are these guys? I mean, are they going to be any good?
Well, whose fault? Whose fault is that you don't know about them?
Well, that could be the recruiting service. That could be, that could be the kid's fault if he hasn't been, going to a lot of camps or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so when we make that statement, we're assuming that the recruiting service knows about every single really good player in the country. That's what we're assuming, and that is not a true assumption, especially for Roman Harrison. Listen, if we get a kid who's been all over the country camping, going to the Rivals camp and the Nike camp and the opening, and then Pruitt brings him in for a workout, and he's still iffy and doesn't look good, I get it 100%. I understand criticism is fair, questioning him is fair. I understand that. But for Roman, the kid only went to Georgia, Tennessee. What's the smallest schools been?
FAU and Troy.
FAU and Troy for a workout. Now, I've been watching Last Chance U. I saw where a guy didn't have money for $50. Didn't have $50. It costs money to travel and go to these rival camps. It costs money.
Especially
and so
the Nike ones.
You can go to a one-day camp at Tennessee or a one-day camp at Georgia, compete, and then leave. Whereas some of the other ones, you have to stay overnight. You have to worry about eating, stuff like that. I don't know Roman's situation, but I'm not just phasing it out. I'm not counting it out. I'm considering that. And so if Roman Harrison came to Tennessee and he essentially tried out for the team by getting his 40 time, getting his vertical jump measured, working out, training in front of the coaches, if the coaches feel confident, extending an offer to him and accepting his commitment, I have to give this coaching staff the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? A dude who runs a 4.6, 40, a 38-inch vertical, that's a pass rusher. I can see how Tennessee would want a guy like that, because if Roman Harrison goes to one of these rivals or 247 camps and he does that, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be rated as a 4-star.
He's impressed.
Pretty sure.
He's
Now,
impressed.
2 weeks ago, rivals in 247 didn't even have a ranking or anything for Roman Harrison because he was not on their radar at all. I mean, just like the kid who went to Florida State, the receiver from Georgia that committed to us late in the process, no one knew about him. The only way you go under the radar as a high school football player today is if you don't go to camp. If you don't go to camp, it's hard for you to be rated. Trey Smith did not go to Rivals camp in 2017, and they ranked the boy 4th in the state of Tennessee because he didn't go. And it took the last 2 weeks for them to even rate him in the top 200. It took people to let them know, hey, y'all know ESPN got this dude number 1 in the country, right? Like, y'all do know this guy's a beast. Like, some of the other sites did not even want to rank Trey Smith that high, only because he didn't go to camp. So these analysts, these experts, they've gotten, I won't say lazy, I won't say that, but it's been easier for them because now you have these showcase camps. And so everyone comes in one place instead of 5-10 years ago where you didn't have these type of camps and you had to really go and look at high school film. You had to really go and travel and watch this kid to get a ranking. So I would just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I would be just careful.
Well, let me ask you this. When you look at Nick Saban's success, when you look at Kirby Smart's recent success, do you not think that there's a high correlation between where they finish in recruiting and the success they have?
I do. That's why
the team ranking?
Yeah, that's why I always say the rankings matter, but they don't, because there is a correlation that you just spoke of. I understand that. I respect that, and I agree with that. There's a correlation. The teams that finish in the top 10 consistently have a chance to win at a high level. There's no way if you are recruiting below 25 in the SEC consistently that you're going to win. But I know players who are totally ranked unfairly, ranked wrong, and some of our fans want players who have 4 stars next to their name, but they're not good enough to play in the SEC. And so me knowing this is going on, I'm just giving you some advice to just pump the brakes on immediately questioning if a kid is good or not just because he doesn't have a 4 or 5 star next to his name. Because I'm telling you, the analysts, they sometimes get it wrong, and they sometimes have some bias. Not all the time, but sometimes. And so that's why I referenced the article yesterday from J.C. Schubert that talked about what you look for in a 3-star. Like all 3 stars are not made the same. Some of them are not good, okay? Some of them will get you fired. But some of them, Jay, some of them have elite measurables.
Yeah.
Elite measurables that you add some weight, you add some technique, you add some drive and purpose in that player, the kid can be an NFL player. I mean, he can turn into a freak. And so if you are a corner, okay, you may not go to a bunch of camps, or you play baseball, you play, basketball, so you don't have a chance to go to these camps. But when you get on that 40-yard dash, you're running low 4.3, okay, and you are 6 foot. I don't care what the rankings say. I'm pretty sure Terry Fair and Pruitt is like, I can take that guy right there. Does he love football? Is he fast? Does he have great athleticism? I don't care what the rankings say. I can take that player right there, and I can coach him into a really good corner. And that's what they're doing with Delonte Taylor. So that's kind of what's going on.
Taylor's going to play cornerback?
Delonte Taylor's playing corner. So that is what's going on. And with recruiting now, Jay, is they're shifting more towards getting kids to come to camp, trying them out, working them out, instead of just going by the rankings. So,
well, Swain, I'm all for that. You know, I remember when Clemson. I mean, you got to get players. I understand that, but I remember when Clemson played Alabama and beat Alabama, and Deshaun Watson threw that pass to that little white guy that was just tearing them up, that wide receiver.
Oh yeah,
he was a walk.
Hunter Renfrow.
Yep. Yeah, Renfrow, and the announcer said that that's a perfect example of Clemson's program, a 5-star quarterback throwing to a guy who was a walk-on. Who came in there as a walk-on, but he fit their system. So I do understand that. And look, I saw the tape from that big defensive tackle we got out of Tennessee. I don't know how he's been underlooked, but he looks like a manimal. I mean, the guy looks like a mauler.
And let me add one more thing here to you, to this point. It is July, and you have to have a mix of players. Tennessee is still in it for Darnell Wright, who's a 5-star, Quavarius Crouch, who's a 5-star. These players have Tennessee in their top 3. You still have Chris Bogle, who is going to make an appearance. I think he's already here. He's 4-star. You have Warren Burrell. You got Jalen Hill. You got all these players who are 4- and 5-star players that Tennessee is in a really, really, really good spot for. So out of 25 spots, are we really going to overreact to 2 or 3 or 4 3-stars that you haven't heard about in July and put all the confidence in the recruiting analysts over a coaching staff that's seen the guy in person? I'm just really weary of that in July. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to sit here and defend the coaching staff and all that stuff, but if I bring a guy in, I see him with my own eyes, as opposed to just getting him from some recruiting analyst who's probably never seen him in person. I'm going with the coaching staff on this one until the coaching staff proves me wrong. That's me. But this weekend, you probably will feel a lot better. In the next 2 or 3 days, Tennessee will get some commitments. They'll be ranked high, and in Tennessee this season they'll be in it with some 5-stars, and they may get a few. So don't worry, they'll recruit at a high level. Who's next?
Justin from Alabama.
Justin, good morning. Hey, Justin, good morning. Hey, Justin, we can hear you a little bit there. You're on.
You hear me?
Yeah. Go.
How y'all doing?
Good, man.
I want to say happy birthday for one.
Thank you, sir.
And I was going to say I'd rather win the West Virginia and Florida game. I want to win them all.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I was just going to rant about yesterday about the Feinbaum show, even though Feinbaum wasn't on. That crazy Kentucky fan, I never heard of him before, and he sure has got a big mouth. I mean, all that talk after, 27 years it finally took him to actually win 2 games in 27 years or something like that? I mean, come on, man. Why are you talking? Only thing y'all got is basketball, nothing else. So,
except they didn't.
Don't worry about football.
Rick Barnes has a winning record against John Calipari, but, whatever. Huh?
I'm talking about over history.
Yeah, well, yeah. But still.
But, hey, beat them twice. I mean, come on. It's success for Tennessee. And watch out, Calipari. You get a real contender in the East.
Yeah, I listen. I like Matt Jones. I think he's done a great job. I mean, what he's been able to do up there in Kentucky with Kentucky Sports Radio, it's unbelievable, man. What an unbelievable visionary businessman. I mean, just great job. You can't fault Matt Jones for bragging a little bit that Kentucky beat Tennessee. It doesn't happen that much. You can't blame him. And Matt Jones has been on this program around Kentucky time, and he's picked Tennessee most of the time that he's been on the show, in football. So Yeah, he may rub some Tennessee fans wrong, but that's because you love Tennessee, you hate Kentucky, and you think Matt Jones. When you think of Kentucky, you think of Matt Jones, and I get that. But Matt has picked Tennessee to beat Kentucky every single time I've had him on the show in football.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has. No, he has. He has. I give him that. I give him that. But hey, talking trash is fun. Let Matt Jones have his 1 year talking trash, but they'll be put back in their place, and they will move forward. But let them have fun.
All right. We all have a good day, and thank y'all.
Hey, thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. Let's keep it moving here.
We got Jim.
Let's get to Jim. Jim, good morning.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Happy birthday to you. Just knew that I had to call yesterday. And to hell with Comcast.
Man, I was saying that all day yesterday. But
we get it down here, just 12 hours without anything and stuff like that. Oh, we're doing good. But anyway, besides that, everybody's worried about this guy Harrison, stuff like that, a 3-star. What the hell? Just like you said, somebody you don't remember about somebody named Cam Sutton being a 3-star. You come down to there, everybody says, "Who's he?" Well, there you go. Just pick them. Like you said, until they pick something wrong, let him go. I mean, these good recruiters, they're not picking somebody, somebody's son or somebody's brother or something that they heard about scored a touchdown against Sweetwater or something, It's just idiocy.
You know what it is? I don't think it's idiocy. I think it's really just ignorance. And I'm not saying that in a negative way here. Sometimes you just don't know. And I don't think a lot of fans know that recruiting has kind of shifted in how coaches evaluate talent and understand kind of the small things that goes on behind the scenes in recruiting and what coaches look for and all that. I mean, the committable offers versus offers and having a player committed, but then letting that player decommit when, it looks like the player didn't want the school, but really sometimes it's the school that didn't want the player, and they let the player just have that moment. So I don't think people just understand just all the small things that go on. And I think people are putting way too much weight on a recruiting analyst in July. Yeah. I understand if these kids play their senior season and you watch them on tape and you just not impressed. I get that. But I'm sorry, Roman Harrison, no one evaluated him at a national level. The only people that evaluated him was Tennessee staff, Georgia staff, and some small school staff. The small school staffs are not going to call 247 and Rivals and ESPN and go, hey, let me tell y'all about this guy we just worked out, and you need to put a recruiting profile for him. You need to give him a 3 or 4-star rating. They're not doing that because if they like him, the best thing for that school is for that kid not to have a recruiting profile so no one else can know about him.
Right.
That's the best thing. The worst thing that happened in Tennessee with that receiver from Georgia was that he got a recruiting profile, and then Florida State started to hear about him, and then they wanted him.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Exactly. That was the worst thing for Tennessee.
He was in the weeds, and all of a sudden he got exposed, and just and those 24/7 guys, like you say, a lot of them like to pump their own, stuff just to get them, like Rivals and stuff, which, they're 5-stars or 3s sometimes. Just the way they pick them. Just if you come to my camp, I'll give you a good rating.
I'm telling you, and I'm not. 247 does not do that. Okay, I have no evidence that 247 does that. I do have evidence that Rivals does that. Okay.
Yeah, I subscribe to the 24/7 thing. On the little computer thing I got.
Yeah.
Get their stuff and stuff like that. Rivals is just
Yeah.
Nice. And don't they make frying pans and stuff like that, or is that Rival? They put an S on it.
Yeah, it's different.
Make skillets and scouting.
Different Rivals there. But Rivals, there is evidence that they have done that before, but that does not reflect the job that the local guys that they do. So VolQuest and 247, the local guys that provide recruiting coverage for Tennessee and provide news and details about Tennessee, they don't control the rankings. So do not look at the Callahans, the Wes Ruckers, the Patrick Browns, the Grant Ramies, the Austin Price, the Brent Hubbs, the Rob Johnsons, the Jesse Simontons. Do not look at them and place any blame on those guys for a ranking. That is all regional and national director guys who do that stuff. But I'm telling you right now, just take the recruiting rankings with a grain of salt in July. Let's just chill.
Wait till they suit up.
Let's just chill right now. That's all I'm saying. All right?
That's it. Have a good weekend, you
Thanks.
guys. Take care.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Ben, Charlie, Jay thinks it's Florida all day long. That win would be more impressive than West Virginia. I agree. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back. Want to hear what you have to say about what Jay had to say and what I had to say.
Been doing more research over here, and I got some things to say.
Okay, well, you show us your work after the break. We look forward to, hearing what you got to say in response to Jay and my opinion about which game would be more impressive if we won. Okay? Swain event, Hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
It's Christmas in July at Better Mattress. Better Mattress has teamed up with Home Depot, and with select purchases, you can get a free Weber grill or choose a free adjustable base or a free headboard footboard while supplies last. Better Mattress has brands you know like Tempur-Pedic and Sealy, plus the brand I love, the Better Mattress brand, handcrafted in East Tennessee. Go to Better Mattress and get a free adjustable base, free headboard footboard, or free Weber grill while supplies last. 6 area locations, bedrmattress.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
All right, let's see who's going to change their stance here. Ben said that West Virginia will be a more impressive win than beating Florida. Charlie agreed with Ben. I said that beating Florida would be more impressive than beating West Virginia. Let's see who's going to hold the water or who's going to change their stance.
Yeah, I'm not changing my stance. So
if
somebody does, it's Charlie.
My research of West Virginia up to this point had been strictly just the team. I hadn't really looked back at the record because it's not necessarily relevant to the upcoming matchup. I just need to know who was on the team, what this team looked like. So I went back and looked at some of that stuff here.
Stuff as in
how they fared historically against other out-of-conference opponents, stuff like that. And it's not good. Holgo is 2-4 all-time in bowl games against other Power 5 opponents outside of the Big 12, which include Utah, Miami, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Maryland. Outside of Alabama, not necessarily a murderer's row there. He has not been good. They lost all of those, and then the one win that they had was against Missouri in 2016. That Missouri team went 4-8. So their out-of-conference history is very, very bad. And I think I'm going to have to change my vote here.
My question for what you just said is, what is
Come on,
that?
Charlie. Come on to the good side.
What does the previous years have to do with the game on September 1st?
Yeah, good point.
Because Holgo is who he is. And it seems like he's decent. Two 10-win seasons in the Big 12. Or actually, one of those 10-win seasons was in the Big East. A 10-win season in the Big 12 2 years ago. Has been decent. Win in the Orange Bowl. Has a decent history behind him. But ultimately, he's got a lot of 7-6 seasons, a lot of 8-4, a lot of just, maybe he underachieves. But
I thought he was a better coach than Dan Mullen.
Surprise, surprise. I thought I knew the history of Dana Holgorsen better. I guess I was thinking of the 10-win season that he had 2 years ago and just kind of basing it off of, they've been good in the past. I remember them being good. They actually haven't been that good. I thought they were better than they were. And I'm a man who will admit his mistakes. Holgo looks like a little bit of a perpetual underachiever, and this team's the defense looks like trash. Just 5 of their top 7 tacklers are gone, and on a defense that was horrible already. I think in Florida, while their offense, Dan's got a lot of work to do on the offense. That defense should be pretty good. So, I think I'm gonna have to flip. Say Florida would be the more impressive win.
Now, Charlie, obviously I agree with you. Saying Florida would be the most impressive win. So welcome. But I think we need to find – I think we have one in this house somewhere. We need to find you a glove so you can put on and you can do your best Michael Jackson impersonation.
Walking backwards.
Because you moonwalking, baby. You moonwalking. Hey, you did your research, though.
I told you. All I had done looking at West Virginia was just look at this year. It's not like I pay great attention to West Virginia year in and year out.
I have another question for you. You mentioned that they lose 5 of 7 of their top tacklers on a terrible defense.
And got a couple of good grad transfers, but
well, the fact that they lose 5 of the 7 off an awful defense, couldn't that be viewed as a good thing that different players will be playing?
Maybe.
And you add a Clemson graduate transfer, you add a Miami graduate transfer.
Their depth is not good anywhere on the team. The depth is not very good.
Anywhere on the team?
Yeah, outside of, I guess, your wide receiver is pretty good, but you lose your top wide receiver.
Receiver room is probably the best in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Offensive line has solid depth.
Offensive line is
quarterback room is
okay.
Good.
I mean, their offense in general, that offense is going to be good. They're going to put up 38 points a game and 500 yards. You know, it's going to be one of those.
But here's my question. Here's my question to you: If West Virginia is capable of putting up 38 points on offense and 500 and something yards, isn't it more impressive for a Jeremy Pruitt defense-first mentality to hold them to under those numbers, hold them and kind of keep them in the same ballpark as Tennessee's offense? Because Tennessee's offense is not putting up those points. Florida's offense is not putting up those points. So wouldn't it be more impressive for Jeremy Pruitt to hold West Virginia back?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
That's a good point.
Because the defense can be as bad as all get out, but if Tennessee's offense, if Florida's offense can't put up points, then what difference does it make?
I mean, that's a good point. I think you look at Pruitt's resume as a defensive guy. You look at Holgerson's resume with offensive guy and having Will Grier, potential Heisman Trophy winner there. And Holgerson is not in his first year. Pruitt is in his first year. And let's just say it's a shootout game. Let's say Tennessee has to score 38 points to win. And if Tennessee does that and wins that game, that would be very, very impressive.
I'd be more impressed with Tyson Helton.
Yeah, that would be very impressive. No doubt about it. But I think impressive and important kind of rub in together. And I think beating Florida at home, something you have not done in a very, very long time, since 2000. Before 16, it was 2004 was the last time. And so beating them at home, that would be very, very impressive, because now you have the inside track to Atlanta. You have the inside track. Now all you have to do is go out and shock Georgia, beat South Carolina, and then boom. Whoa, now things are get interesting now. So if you want to get to Atlanta, Florida's always the most important game. And so beating Florida would be, to me, more impressive. But I understand your points. Great points there. Yeah, Charlie stumbling a little bit there, man. You was wobbling, Charlie. He almost knocked you out.
It's a good point.
He almost knocked you out.
It's an excellent point from Ben. What am I?
You had your days a little bit.
What am I going to do? But I bring in, I mentioned the Holgo's history with Power 5 opponents is very bad. I bring in, I would say there's that side of it in terms of the history there. And then I say with Florida, there's the history there too that you've already mentioned. Tennessee has 2 wins in the last 15 years. And so you have to take that into account. The mental side of things there, does Tennessee come in with a lot of confidence in themselves, like, well, we've only beaten this team twice in the last 15 years.
Breaking it down at the bare minimum, to me it's more impressive for Jeremy Pruitt and his defense to stop a potential Heisman winning quarterback and potentially the best receiver group in the country, than to stop a freshman quarterback and Van Jefferson. To me, that's more impressive.
Jordan Scarlett's pretty good.
I'm sorry. I think Felipe Franks is more equipped to play right now than Emory Jones.
But I mean, even with that, Felipe Franks isn't the quarterback Will Grier is. And to me, I don't think it's as difficult a task to wreak havoc on Felipe Franks as it is Will Grier, a 24-year-old, 50-year quarterback who is a father, a husband, who doesn't get rattled. To me, it's more impressive to kind of just mess his day up than it is to Felipe
be a
Franks
father, husband, all you want to.
while he's at Neyland Stadium and the whole place is rocking and dog cussing him.
You can have more kids than Travis Henry. You can be married all you want to if you Will Grier, but when you get hit in the mouth, things happen. If Tennessee hits him in the mouth, I'm sorry, it's not gonna matter about how mature and how rattled he may get or may not get. You get hit in the mouth, you're getting hit in the mouth. You can't throw the ball. You can't finish the football game. Colt McCoy is one of the toughest college quarterbacks we've seen at Texas. He didn't finish the game in 2009 against Alabama in the national championship game. So, I understand what you're saying, but when you have finesse versus power and one just wins out, I get that. But when you have a team like Florida that's going to be built similarly to how Tennessee's going to be built, beating them is more impressive to me than beating a team that's going to be finesse.
Yeah, and you brought that point up earlier, kind of they have similar styles of football, the way they play. The way I view that is I kind of view it opposite of the way you do.
Similar players, too.
Yeah. But they're all there's similar teams and similar players, like you said. But to me, it's more impressive to beat a team that isn't similar to you than to beat a team
out of conference.
That is, yes, because it's the same way with Georgia Tech. To me, it's more impressive to be able to adapt to a team like Georgia Tech than it is to beat a team that you kind of know what you need to do to beat the South Carolinas, the Vanderbilts, the Kentucky. They're all kind of the same football team, to whereas with Georgia Tech, it's a completely different ball game.
Gotcha. So SEC has this stigma that they're the best, that they have the best talent. And so you're supposed to beat teams out of conference because there's this label that the SEC is the best.
Right.
You look at the NFL draft picks each and every year, it's not even close. You look at all the top-rated players in the country, they go to the SEC teams, it's not even close. So, yeah, on one hand, I understand you saying, okay, West Virginia, they're really good out-of-conference opponent for Tennessee, one of the best teams in the country as far as, players coming back and Will Grier, I got that. But at the end of the day, if an SEC team beat West Virginia, it doesn't matter who the favorite is. We are going to say, well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
SEC, when you beat a team inside your own conference that is favored over you, I think it's more impressive. I think people are like, hey, man, we beat Florida. If Tennessee beats West Virginia and beats Florida, this campus, this city is buzzing more if you beat Florida.
Oh, 100%.
But I understand where you're coming from. I do. I mean, you're bringing some really good arguments to the table.
I just think West Virginia is a better football team than Florida, and to me, no matter who the coach is at whatever school, whatever the situation is, it's always more impressive when you beat a better football team than a lesser football team. And I think we're giving too much weight to the name of the team that we're playing at the end of September rather than the quality of the team.
Well, I think you're giving too much weight to a team that went 7-6. And fell apart without Will Grier. If they're such a good team, why they fall apart from just one player?
And you look,
Will Grier is that good of a player, in my opinion.
And you look at
when you have an awful defense, it doesn't necessarily bode well for one another.
But you look last year at the teams, and actually, Ken on the text box, he said this. WVU only scored big points against the more patsy teams on their schedule last year. You look, and that's really pretty true. Against Virginia Tech, pretty decent defense. Bud Foster heading that defense up, 24 points. They lost. TCU, Gary Patterson, notorious for his defenses, 24 points. They lost. And then Oklahoma State, they scored 39 points. Oklahoma State not necessarily known for its defense, but that's the other game with Will Grier that they lost. But against Iowa State, 20 points. Like, they when faced with a decent defense, they still were.
And then that also goes back to me not necessarily being as big of a believer in the talent on Tennessee's defense as you do. You continue to mention that Will Grier can be a great quarterback, but if he's getting hit in the mouth all day, he can't get rid of the football. And I don't see Tennessee being able to have a consistent pressure on Will Grier because that offensive line is pretty solid for West Virginia.
Why you say for West Virginia instead of just not saying they're good?
What do you mean?
Because saying for West Virginia will imply that they're not normally good at offensive line.
No. I said it backwards.
Okay.
I didn't say it like.
I don't trust West Virginia's offensive line. I don't trust their front against our front, and that's why I don't care how great Will Grier is. I just don't trust him. Like, if he gets it out fast, let's say he gets it out fast, and that's great. Tennessee possesses 2 of the top linebackers in the conference last year at tackling rate. So let's say you do screens all day. Cool, do screens and all that good stuff because you're trying to, be successful against Tennessee's rush. Well, we got guys that can tackle. We got Najee Ward, you got Daniel Batula, you got Sapp that are known tacklers. So that's why I put more weight on our front seven against their front, and I think Tennessee has a really good shot. And I'm not picking Tennessee right now. I'm just saying I think Tennessee can win this game because of front seven.
Talking about West Virginia's offense versus Tennessee's defense, my main question about that game is how many points does Tennessee need to win?
I think they need 30-something, and I just don't see that happening.
I don't think you –
maybe not 30.
I would say 30.
You can't do that game one. You can't do that game one. What if West Virginia comes out flat? We have no film on 2018 West Virginia team.
You also have no idea how Jeremy Pruitt's Tennessee football team will be.
You don't. Yeah. So that's why you can't say Tennessee needs 10, 20, 30, 40 points. What about special teams? What about, turnovers on defense? You're not taking in consideration a scoop and score or interception, a block punt, a block field goal, scoop and score. And so I don't know if we can say Tennessee needs this amount of points to beat West Virginia when this team hasn't even played yet. I mean, I'm talking about West Virginia. It's hard for me to go off of what they did last year and just inserting Will Grier in there and just saying, okay, you got to have 30 points to win. I don't know, man, because we played Georgia Tech last year. And I don't think I could have said, okay, we need these amount of points to win.
40 something.
Man, I just think that's hard to do in good conscience.
Absolutely.
I think it's hard to do because the game can go any way. It could be a defensive struggle. I mean, good teams find different ways to win. West Virginia, okay, their strength is the pass. But if they're going to be a good team, like West Virginia fans think they're going to be, you're not going to be able to win every game throwing the football. You're going to have to win running the football. You're going to have to win special teams. You're going to have to win on defense. You look at Tennessee, 98 team, and every other championship team since then, they don't win every game the same. You got to win games in different ways, in different fashion. And so Tennessee may lose a game because West Virginia outrushed us, or we may win the game because we had, less turnovers in West Virginia. I mean, what if Will Grier is a little bit high on some of his throws and the receiver tips it up? And I mean, anything can happen. So I can't sit here and tell you how many points Tennessee needs to score today. I don't think it would be in good conscience.
Fair. Yeah.
What's on text box before we wrap up today's show?
A lot
of phone calls.
People
today.
just weighing in on this. Pelfinator says, I think of it this way. Pelfinator. It's an interesting name. I think of it this way. If we beat Florida, it shows we are progressing a right way as opposed to getting all the kinks out in the first year. As opposed to getting all the kinks out in the first year, head coach Jeremy Pruitt.
But see, that goes back to the origination of where the question came from, is that, in my opinion, it shows me more about Jeremy Pruitt's ability to coach if he were to beat West Virginia than to beat Florida, because simplicity, I think West Virginia is a better football team.
Win that game, you could win that game because of the element of surprise, where you beat Florida. Mm-hmm. Florida has 2 games of film on you. You beat them more, or 3 games. Florida will have 3 games on Tennessee, and you still were able to beat them. So it's not because of element of surprise. It's because your players executed better and you outcoached them. Where you can beat West Virginia because you just jumped up 14 points to nothing on them because they don't have any film on you, and you've done something they've never seen on film. So you can also make that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what else?
Nacho says, not sure exactly what he was referring to. He says, yeah, but it works both ways. If Tennessee beats the brakes off West Virginia, it's not the SEC.
Correct.
True.
It does work both ways.
But
if Tennessee would have beat Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is Oklahoma, people would not have said that. Because Oklahoma is not your normal out-of-conference team. They're one of the most respected programs in the country and is a national powerhouse, whereas West Virginia, they're not. And so I could see if, Tennessee beats West Virginia, you may not get the praise that you may think you should get because it is West Virginia, and it's not Oklahoma or, Texas or Miami or USC or something like that. So, I mean, it's a fair point.
Interesting counterpoint here to how I said Holgorsen, it appears that he's kind of a perpetual underachiever. D-Skid says, go back and look at how many guys Tony Gibson, defensive coordinator at West Virginia, is putting in the NFL. Dana is overachieving. They have no home recruiting base. It's actually been pretty amazing how he is developing his players.
I agree.
Fair.
Okay.
My thing is I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and say he's underachieving when you mentioned it earlier that you don't watch a lot of West Virginia football. So how do we know whether he's under or overachieving?
What I can say, and that words didn't come from my mouth, but
a lot of 7-1 seasons.
But what I can say is he's not a better coach than Dan Mullen. I mean, and that's all I'm saying about Dana Holgorsen.
But Brave, I think, sums it up nicely here in terms of this debate. He just says, let's just beat both of their butts and avoid the debate altogether.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Let's be 4-0.
That makes it easy. That makes it easy if you're able to beat both of them. But there's a possibility that you can split, just like you split against.
But isn't that what we're kind of talking about? Is which would be the more impressive win?
Yeah. So which means that, if you beat both of them, which one would be?
Yeah.
More
that's kind of where the question
stems
from.
That's exactly what we're talking about, Brave. Yeah. If you beat both of them, but it's not crazy to think that maybe you might split it. But the question is set on the premise that you beat both of them. Which one would be more impressive?
And then after Brave, we're basically back into a different topic that we were talking about.
Well, I want to touch on recruiting right quick because I see what Nelson asked about Warren Burrell, and everyone has his eyes on him. And there's a lot of good players here in town. A lot of 4-stars. Of course, there's some 3-star players in town too. Cormonte Hamilton. He likes Ohio State a lot, but Tennessee really likes him a lot. They see him being a really good player for him, maybe on defense. But you have a lot of 4-star defenders. You have Tyus Fields and Jalen McCullough. Chris Bogle's in town, edge rusher there, and so you have a lot of talent in town. You got some commitments also in town. I remember Mel Keaton was I think it was a 3-star before he committed, and now he's a 4-star because he went to a couple camps and started blowing DBs out the water and blowing kisses to him before he caught the ball.
Army or Under Armour All-American, one of the two.
Oh, I do like this.
I want to say he's an Army All-American.
I think so too.
Just to drop this in, Vaughn Birmingham said, Ben, please at the Tennessee defense and tell them that they aren't good enough to stop West Virginia.
Okay, I will. I'll tell them next time I see them.
Tennessee's defense has a Twitter account. It's Tennessee's defense.
At Tennessee defense.
At Tennessee defense. You are not good enough to slow down Will Grier.
Now, if Will Grier has protection, then I agree with you. If Will Grier has 4 seconds to throw the ball every single time, then yeah, probably you're right.
And
but
once again, it's not.
I don't think he will.
It's not that I think Tennessee's going to be awful. I'm just high on West Virginia's offense. I went back and watched their season, and they were nightmares for problems. David Seals is going to be a nightmare for Tennessee's corner.
3,500 yards passing before Will Grier went out. I mean, they were insane.
I'll tell you this, man. We lit Kyle's ass up by 38. Could have beat him by 50 if we wanted to, and couldn't move the ball against Florida. And we were beating their DBs all day long. You know why? Because our quarterback couldn't throw the ball because they had about 2 or 3 NFL players on defensive line. And so if we get to the quarterback, I don't care who you have on the outside. I don't care who you have throwing the football. He won't have time to throw. Swain event, that's our time for today. For Ben McKee, Charlie Burrs, and Jason Swain, peace and love. We're out.
Hour 3 of the event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain event app.